Which guy is this?
The guy that was responding to reviews in his review section with other reviews.
Oh, that asshole. Yeah.
I apparently missed much.
Wasn't that like the stream before last? Because I wasn't here for the last one. I was asleep.
It was a little bit ago, yeah. It was a little bit ago. Let's see. Let's see. Well, yeah, this too quickly. Someone actually went through and read this whole fucking story. Wow, amazing. I don't know why people are doing that. Anyway, so we have a story I want to start off by covering today.
Oh boy, we're jumping straight into a story.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Also, can I just say that my tolerance for normal users is pretty low, but when you are a fellow power user who is getting paid more than me to do the same fucking job, my tolerance is even fucking lower. If I make a post saying, hey guys, I'm looking for help about X computer having Y issue, do not respond to my post saying, which computer?
You told him in the post which computer.
Yes, and he directly responded to that post by quoting it, asking me, which computer?
Ah, he's incompetent.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's pretty frequent where I'll be talking about something to someone in my fucking team, and I'll just be like, oh yeah, you know, Bly is having Y issue, this is how you fix it. And then, like, they'll be like, oh, what issue? Y issue? You know, we've been... just fucking said it. It's not like a conversation happened and then you're trying to remember what we're talking about. You are literally... you are the next post. Reading comprehension failed.
That's when you just gotta highlight that section and send it back to them.
I do.
Again.
That is what I've been doing for a while now.
Does it make them as pissed off as I think it would?
I really hope it would, but I don't think they have the reading comprehension to realize I just sent them the same thing I did twice. So anyway, speaking of lacking reading comprehension, we're going to talk about this guy here, Multiverser Crafter. So this dude got on my radar because as I was reading A Gamer in the Force, or whatever the fuck it was called, the guy who I was ranting about last time around, as I was reading him, he recommended a couple stories. Amusingly enough, Orpheus Kidwell was one of those authors he was recommending, so I found that fairly funny.
Oh no.
But he also recommended this guy. This guy wrote a Ruby story with a gamer semblance for a John self-insert. And the gamer semblance is creative this time to fit the multiverse crafting theme of where John can use aura or magic to craft items that he is knowledgeable about.
Okay, slightly different take on it.
And this is all done through a GUI. So basically, he chants the words Multiverse Crafter System on, and then the Multiverse Crafter System GUI pops up, and he gets to choose what item he wants to make, and whether to use magic or aura with it. And he establishes that using aura makes the object temporary, while using magic makes the object permanent, and he can only regain magic points by consuming dust. Okay, you know, it's a fairly decent system overall. What the guy loses out massively on is he uses the English second language crutch. And his dialogue's fucking horrible. So this is something I will hit on people for. So, you know, English second language, I get it, you know, you're not going to be the best at tensing, you're not going to be the best at sentence structure. It's fine, it's whatever. What I will slap people for is dialogue, because dialogue is dialogue, and it doesn't really change no matter what language you're speaking in, how you speak to someone. You know, it doesn't really matter what language you're speaking in. If you walk up to someone and say, "Greetings, the human, I am the person as well, how are the weather?" Well, you sound fucking stupid. Doesn't really matter what language you say it in. So, you know, the dialogue is fuck awful. It's really fucking awful. And the reason why I'm even bothering to bring it up is because the author, self-insert, proceeds to sexually assault Glinda, or say sexually harass Glinda. Not assault, harass. So basically, Glinda wakes him. This is really fucking stupid ass series of events. So effectively, John waltzes into Ozpin's office before Ozpin gets there. He's, you know, fucking spinning around on Ozpin's chair and has his feet scuffing up the desk. Ozpin walks in and is like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on here? Who the fuck are you?" Glinda's pissed off at him because he's some fucking teenager just, like, basically literally shitting on Ozpin's desk. And he's like, "Yeah, hey Ozpin, what's up? Anyway, your name's actually Ozma. Salem's immortal. Glinda's hot. I think she should know this information. We can't win, and it's a fight for survival. Let me into your school."
Oh, he's retarded.
And I was like, what the fuck? So anyway, it goes on. So somehow Ozpin just, like, accepts all of this happening, and he just basically info dumps completely on Ozpin and Salem to Glinda, and they just accept that he's going to be a student at the school now for some reason.
How does he come by this information?
Oh, because he's a self-insert.
Oh, he's literally he's not like rewriting John. He's literally taking
He's
over
literally
John's
John, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I don't think this would work all that well because, as a reminder, Atin and I went out of our way to set it up so that Osmond's like, these two literally can't do anything to hurt my plan, so whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, Ozpin just takes this all in stride, agrees to everything the self-insert tells him to do, and is totally fine with just dumping everything on Glinda's lap about everything. So they give him a room. Glinda comes to wake him up the next morning. So this is also where he established. So as John's going to sleep that night, he's like, "Oh, I don't have a pillow. I guess I'll use my special power to make them." He info dumps about his special power. He proceeds to say, "Oh, you know, if I use aura to make this pillow, it's probably going to use a huge chunk of my aura and then disappear as I'm even laying down to go rest on it." So he uses aura to make the pillow anyway, and it doesn't take a huge chunk of his aura. In fact, creating a memory foam pillow out of pure aura only takes 0.02% of his aura, and then it doesn't disappear throughout the entire night. So that was a lie that the author just told us. And then so he has Glinda wake him up. And this is where the sexual harassment comes in, where he's just like, "Oh, Glinda, you're so hot. I get a raging boner looking at you. I would really like to be disciplined by you because I'm a masochist and that turns me on. And, you know, you should really whip me harder because I would find that highly attractive in an older woman."
What the
And then, this is why I'm even bringing all of this up. Sorry, I have ADD.
ADD doesn't make you tend to just randomly blurt shit out.
No.
It makes it hard
doesn't
for us to.
filters.
It makes it difficult for one to carry a single topic in conversation sometimes. It doesn't just make us start blurting shit out. That's something else at work there, my guy.
That's Asperger's.
No, it's not even Asperger. I got fucking diagnosed with Asperger's, and I didn't go up to random women and be like, I want you to bend me over and fuck me because I'm a masochist, and you should beat me up a bunch as well because that makes me like. I've never fucking done that in my entire life.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't.
There is literally
if
nothing.
someone's doing that, no, there is sneaky. It's a matter of impulse control. What that is low functioning, not high functioning. You are absolutely high
Yeah,
functioning.
that's fair.
I could see someone who's low functioning do that because I knew someone with Asperger's who was a low functioning autist back in high school. That dude would just spout shit.
Yeah, it's a lack
Could
of an
not
internal
control it.
filter.
Well, yeah,
Like, there was no filter. He's probably doing better now, I hope.
yes, but
you know,
again, I will go back to the fact that I was diagnosed with actual literal brain damage in my impulse control center of my brain. So I will go back to the fact that, yes, as a child, I would just talk about a whole bunch of shit to people, and I remember that, and I knew people were getting very annoyed at me about it. So you know what I did as a kid who, like, wanted people to talk to him, but realized that whenever I tried talking to people, I would just talk about stuff that they didn't want to talk about? I learned how to let other people talk.
Okay. And there's different types of brain damage, and there's different types of issues that cause this stuff, Sneaky. Your experience is not everyone else's.
right.
Please stop treating it like you are the bar to measure.
I know I'm not.
You are exceptionally unique.
I'm aware of this, Max, but my point is that just being like, oh, well, I have ADD, so I just can't do anything about it at all, period, whatsoever.
Yeah, except that this isn't ADD he has, it is something else entirely, and he needs to go back and get re-diagnosed.
I know, but that's also my point. Is A, hiding behind a diagnosis of like, oh, I'm sorry, it's a mental diagnosis, I just can't do anything about it at all, period, whatsoever. I can't even set a schedule for myself. Nope, nothing I do will ever work because I've never tried. You know, I have a low tolerance for that. I realize I'm an exception to the rule, but it's like the equivalent of someone being like, oh yeah, you know, I can't use my legs, so I'm actually just never going to move from my location at all. I know I could use a wheelchair, but you see, I can't use my legs, so I'm just gonna flop around and you know, do nothing. It's like that. Just because you can't use your legs doesn't mean there aren't options for you. There is ways of locomotion that don't require you to crawl by using your tongue. Like, I hate people that rely on diagnosis to just excuse their behaviors. Unless it's like fucking Tourette's, where it's literally like, oh yeah, my brain has a seizure every minute, so I just fucking freak out and say something or do something weird. It's like, okay, well, I can't fucking blame you then.
That can be managed. That can be managed.
I can't speak on that. I don't know about Tourette's too much.
I never knew anyone with Tourette's, so I absolutely can't say anything on that. Aside from, I feel really bad for the people who are high functioning with Tourette's and they get very fucking angry when they just start doing the tick.
Oh yeah, no, I know about that shit with the yeah.
That is an incredibly unfortunate and vicious cycle wherein something makes them mad enough to trigger the tick, and then they're mad that the tick has been triggered.
Yeah. And no,
it becomes awful until they can calm down.
Yeah, and I don't hold Tourette's people to the same standard, because it's like holding someone who can't walk to the same standard of like, oh, why aren't you moving faster? It's like, well, they can't walk, so they have to use like a wheelchair or something. It's like, well, yeah, it's a literal physical impairment. It's not a mental problem. So it's like, it's a little bit different, but it's like, yeah, I get it at that point, and it's like, can you do something to avert Tourette's? I have no fucking idea. I have no idea about any of that shit, and I'm sure there's like a bunch of different versions of Tourette's, and some of them are avertable and some of them aren't. But specifically, I know about ADD, I know about ADHD, and I know about Asperger's because I got fucking slapped with that shit left, right, and fucking center. And I had to deal with A, explaining it as a fucking kid to adults, B, having to fucking fight the school system about it for years. So...
Well, and you and I have had the private discussion of like your ADD diagnosis may not have been correct.
Oh, absolutely,
or
100%.
or you're just unlucky as fuck, and none of the medications work for you because probably
Yeah.
because of your brain damage. Honestly.
Well, I mean, see, the thing is back in the day when I was diagnosed with ADHD, is that I was diagnosed with ADHD at a time period where they didn't really realize that there needs to be other medications. Right, so
when do you remember what age you were and what year?
yeah, I got diagnosed when I was like right around 8 years old, so that'd be like around 2002.
Oh, yeah, early 2000s.
It was
also
like
a point where
Concerta and like one other medicine were available at the time.
No, it was Concerta, Ritalin, and Adderall.
Yeah.
The first non-stimulants, Vyvanse or Strattera, weren't till like 05, 06.
Yeah.
The problem is that I remember this very specifically. The issue is that the early 2000s, there were fuck tons of misdiagnoses, because that was when autism started getting into the zeitgeist of the public, and people were confusing autism with ADHD, and I remember that being a big issue. Of like, yeah, several thousands of people were misdiagnosed because
autism, ADHD, and Asperger's were all not truly understood at that point in time, and there was also the another major issue as to why a bunch of kids were diagnosed with ADHD at that point in time was actually because of the feminist influence in psychology, who were dictating that if boys didn't act like girls, then they had ADHD and problems with them, and the solution proposed was to medicate them instead of re-going over the proposal that if boys didn't act like girls, that there was a problem with them. So a shitload of fucking people got misdiagnosed because they didn't act like girls when they weren't a girl.
Oh, well, and there was also the other thing where people didn't get that, like, kids are naturally hyper.
Yeah, there's the other thing is that
can't
everyone forgot
say
they
it's
were a child.
ADHD.
Yeah.
You can't call it ADHD without several other like, I'm fortunate. I was diagnosed in the 90s. My parents took me to a guy. I thought I'd seen this guy several times. My mom's like, "No, you only ever saw that man once." Well, my interaction with him left such an impact. It's like, "Are you sure?" Because I remember seeing this man and playing chess, and he just talked to me, and that's it. I thought I'd seen him like 4 or 5 times. It's like, nope, only ever saw him once, and his diagnosis was accurate. Adderall worked for me, but it didn't last like it needed to.
Right.
Ritalin never quite worked. Concerta was the magic one for me. Like,
Yeah,
that was the one.
In my area, they were really pushing Concerta, so I can only assume that it was one of those really corrupt doctor things where the doctor is being paid to push Concerta by Concerta.
You know
I love that
it's big
that's a
pharma.
thing, by the
It's
way.
big pharma. Yeah, that's pretty likely. I know Concerta worked for a lot of people because it was a similar formulation to Ritalin, but it was time released. So instead of doing, 2 to 3 doses throughout the day, you just did the one in the morning.
Yeah.
You should be good for 8 to 10 hours.
Except that's also where we found out that I inherited my family's infamous resistance to medication. So all I remember about my childhood is every time I went to the doctor, they upped my dosage because I became more and more resistant to it.
Yeah, well, and again, if you were misdiagnosed with ADHD, then that wasn't going to do anything for you aside from
oh no,
cause
like don't
possible
get me
anger
wrong,
issues.
it definitely helped. It also caused anger issues, but it definitely helped. Like when I was on the medication, I got fucking shit done.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm waiting on my medical records to go through to a new doctor's office that's open on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Just so I don't have to use a fucking vacation day to go and try and get started back on Concerta. In the meantime, I'm honestly considering taking up coffee and seeing if I can stomach coffee, because all my brain needs is a stimulant.
Personally, I
Caffeine is
like
the
tea.
caffeine is pretty good for that.
Yeah,
So.
I couldn't do coffee. The bean taste. I will use this word properly. Triggers me. It's part of the whole fucking I guess autism. It's the texture, the flavor of beans, of burned beans. It just fucking revolting to me.
Yeah, that. I love the smell of coffee, so I assume I might like the taste.
Don't get me wrong though.
No. Those two
Coffee
are linked.
alcohol is delicious. I just can't fucking stomach the hot bean taste.
Can't stomach the taste.
Cold bean, great.
Counterpoint, Killianer. As someone properly diagnosed with ADD, I
There is
might
no
not have to
crash.
deal with that. There might not be a crash.
Yeah,
Like, here's
that's
thing.
the fun part.
I took federally regulated stimulant drugs since childhood all the way through high school. I've never had withdrawal symptoms. I've never had an addiction to them. My brain is wired so that stuff just does not cause a dependency aside from me missing the focus I used to have
Yeah, effectively,
when I
yeah.
was on it. Like, I don't miss the drug. I miss what the drug helped me with.
But anyway, point being is that I'm gonna reel it back in. So yeah, sign says knowing when to let others talk and just listen, and that's an issue that non-brain damaged people have an issue with. Yes, I'm aware, but again, I also don't really hold it against people because they never had to step back and be like, there's something wrong with me. I need to fix it. Because they were normal their whole lives and they got along with people just fine generally. So there was never a point in time where they had to be self-introspective as a child. And yes, I realize I'm not a bar. I should ever hold people or other people too. However, I really, really despise when people blame issues, especially as an 18-year-old, as they are in this story. You are becoming the functioning adult age. Get your shit together. You don't have an excuse.
I will give you this, Sneaky. When I see someone hiding behind their diagnosis, I get upset. Like, I have impulse buying issues. My ADHD does not help, but I don't think it's what's causing my impulse buying. It's just
Not helping. Yeah, no,
as
certainly.
opposed to I do this because of my. It's like, no, there's probably some small part of your personality that is a part of that you need to.
Yeah, and it's the same reason of like, I know I have impulse buying issues. If I go to that fucking nut shop website, I'm gonna be fucking buying some dried pineapple rings. I just know how it is, because I have fucking impulse buying issues. So what I do is I don't put myself in situations that would cause me to have those issues. Not hard.
Honestly, I'm partially fighting it right now. on a recasting website.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I am
that's
literally looking up honey roasted cashews at this moment.
Yeah, well, to be fair, honey roasted cashews are fucking delicious.
You, Sneaky.
Yeah, no problem.
I could do like the honey part, but roasted cashews do sound real good right about now.
Actually, Costco sells.
Find me anywhere.
Costco sells this 2-pound bag of just salted cashews, roasted salted cashews. No. It's 2 pounds for like $9. It's so fucking good. Holy shit.
Honestly, a Costco just opened up back in my area. So I got a fucking membership and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get me a fucking pizza.
It's
Costco
great.
pizza for the first time in like 15 years.
Yeah, it's great.
Still just as good as my.
Well, number one, Costco. When you have to feed a lot of people, Costco is the shit.
No, I mean, as long as you're buying non-perishables, it's also the shit. Just don't buy fucking perishables.
Listen.
And if you're buying perishables, it better be because you know you're gonna eat it.
Oh yeah, or just buy perishables of like fucking sausages or something.
My family.
They've been taking that for a while at Whole Foods.
Pre-packaged bacon from Costco.
Oh, it's fucking. Fantastic. Oh yeah, the Kirkland bacon's great. The thick cut Kirkland smoked bacon. It's like
amazing.
Yeah, it's like $5 a pound. It's so fucking good.
Do they have it? Do they have any non-smoked?
Yeah,
Because
they have
I,
non-smoked.
Oh, yeah, they have non-smoked.
I just bought a smoke rack for my Ninja grill
Oh, there you
because
go.
it has a smoke function to it, and
Yeah, yes, they
I
have
kind of been wanting to crack
non-smoked.
open the applewood pellets I bought and
Is this a pellet
smoke some
grill?
bacon. It's the Ninja wood fire grill, so it uses pellets on the side, and the air fryer fan pulls the smoke through.
That's cool. That's
Uh,
cool.
Hang on, it's a
I just did
Ninja what?
some Ninja wood fire grill. I just smoked some Publix turkey sausage with oak pellets the other day.
Oh, damn,
so
nice.
good. The only problem is I put them on for 30 minutes longer than I need to, so they were a little drier than well, they were a lot drier than they should have been.
Oh, yeah,
But
no,
it was
they
so
have
good.
non-smoked bacon. They just don't have thick-cut non-smoked bacon.
Oh, come on. Thick cut's the way to go,
Okay.
though.
Well,
No,
I say they don't have
the
it. They
non-smoked
might.
stuff is
It's just
the non-smoked
Kirkland
stuff
brand.
is still pretty thick.
Well, it depends. So I'm talking specifically about the Kirkland brand, which every Costco carries guaranteed.
Yes.
Is
Yes,
the Kirkland
it's their
brand
brand.
has non-smoked thin cut and smoked thick cut. Past that is completely
Well,
dependent on the local brandings.
I mean, well, odds are, whatever it's smoked, I probably have the pellets because I just bought like an 8-pack variety wood pellets the other day. So I could probably just match the pellets and just
Oh, it's applewood.
smoke it again.
It's applewood maple. Yeah.
All right, good. Oh, I don't have maple. I've got applewood, don't have maple. I bet someone probably makes pellets for it.
Probably.
In maple.
It's so fucking good. Holy shit. It's so fucking good.
We have an actual large pellet smoker with one of the hoppers on the sides, and that thing is great. I see the Ninja looks like a George Foreman grill mixed with a pellet smoker.
I honestly want to be in a position where I can finally buy a smoker. Because those things are fucking expensive. But I want to buy like a big smoker so I can make pemmican.
You and your pemmican.
I will make it one day.
But yeah, the wood fire grill also has a air frying function to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It can roast, bake, grill, air fry, and smoke.
That's
and
pretty cool.
all the other functions actually let you use the smoke function at the same time.
That's cool.
So you can air fry something and have smoke going through it.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm fucking talking about. $600 fucking dollars. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking
They're expensive.
about. Yeah, they're so fucking expensive.
They're worth it. 100% worth it.
I'm sure it is, but the problem is I'm currently living on the nomad lifestyle. I can't take it with me.
Yeah. Here's the thing. $600 seems like a pretty fair price for that, considering I know Sneaky. Sneaky will get his fucking money's worth out of that.
I will smoke so much. Dude, I'll fucking smoke apple slices. I'll smoke fucking so much fruit.
That's the smaller one. If you pay $100 more, you can get one that's about 30% larger.
Like the problem with the nomad lifestyle is it gets really hard to have things because
that's fair.
You have to be able to fit it into your car.
Oh.
You would probably do better with that Ninja like Max has.
Yeah, but I don't have any room left in my car.
Lose some stuff.
No. The only stuff I can remove is clothes, which I'm already down to 5 t-shirts and 3 pairs of pants. So I'm not losing the clothes, and my electronic equipment, which I'm also not tossing out, so I can fit a fucking smoker in my car.
Get a bigger car.
No. I bought that
SUV.
car! I bought that fucking car 10 years ago, and by God, am I going to use it for another 10 years?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I just found an indoor portable smoker. It's apparently a style of smoker called a kettle smoker.
Indoor smoker.
Yeah, not a great idea. Not a good idea.
At that point, I might as well just start lighting cigars up in my fucking apartment.
Now, does it use liquid smoke or does it use actual smoke?
I think it may use liquid smoke.
Ew.
Because
That's
I
Disgusting.
can't see you using pellets. Here's the thing: you stick this on a stovetop. It's basically like,
It's a pressure cooker.
look, this is how it's designed. All right, it looks like
That's a pressure
it
cooker.
looks like
Yeah.
a charcoal
Yeah,
grill,
you just drop
but
some
without
liquid
charcoal.
smoke in that and then pressure cook
Oh,
it.
wait.
Yeah.
And
They
the
don't
worst
have
part
pictures
is
of the
it's like,
inside.
do not cook on high heat. It's like, then what's the fucking point?
Yeah,
That's
that's
just a
here's the
pressure
thing.
pressure
cooker.
cooker.
Yeah.
Here, well, no, it's not a pressure cooker, guys. It doesn't seal.
Oh my god, I think that is an actual grill.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is. It's $90, but the problem is like, do not cook on high heat. Recommended smoking tip is 190 to 210. I'm like, 210 is the bare minimum for every smoke recipe I've ever seen. Most of them
Yeah,
range between 210 and 270. You're
Yeah.
not doing
yeah.
this thing.
I mean, you could do 190 on the very, very low end, but you're doing that for like 12 hours.
Yeah. Which sometimes is exactly what you need to do, like for pemmican.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're doing something overnight, a turkey or something, maybe.
The only thing that's preventing me from making my own bone broth is the fact that I actually need to fucking remember to stir it.
Yeah. Like, I love my wood fire grill. It's great every time I've used it. I'm not doing a 12-hour brisket on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not really something you could do with it.
I've got an acorn grill. It's one of those ceramic grills that's supposed to hold heat really well, but I would not try to smoke anything for more than 2, maybe 3 hours in that sucker at most.
Yeah,
Well, then what's
no,
the
that's
fucking point? But I joke, of course. The bigger issue is that after about an hour, like, most things of that size have already cooked through all their pellets in it. Trying to refill the pellet thing may or may not be a good idea.
And mine doesn't have a hopper.
Wait. What the fuck?
Anyway, yeah, so anyway, I hate this fucking author because he fucking hides behind his diagnosis, and the dialogue is like literally fuck awful. It is some of the worst fucking dialogue. Let me find some fucking dialogue in here that's like, let's see here.
You know, I think the thing that I hate the most is he's hiding behind a diagnosis that's not even the right diagnosis. I think that's the part that makes me the angriest about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's like, yeah. I left a review saying, let me find it. Oh wow, another person who thinks having ADD means that you are a social retard and spew verbal diarrhea. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, here's some of the dialogue. In response, he opens his coat, revealing simple 9mm pistol and knife. Pulling it from his back. These are two common weapons, a hunting knife and a pistol. But I see you're interested in my shield. Pulling it from his back, I get better look at the shield. It's round, perfect circle. It's Captain America's shield. No complex mechanism, no folds, just shield with buckle to attach to arm? Question mark. Simple, right? Question mark. Embarrassed, I took step back. Was my disappointment that obvious? The first person who talks to me at Beacon and I've already been rude to him? Question mark. No, it's just I need excuse. I find combination of shield pistol knife unique. Ha, I did well. He smile at me, but I turn my face to the side.
Shield pistol knife. Yes, I suppose some kind of horrifying fucking abomination like that would be unique. Except I'd like to direct you to Gundam, which did shield sword missile launcher.
You shut up.
Let's not forget the optional Gatling attachment.
Ah, yes. Can't forget that attachment.
He smiles at me, but I turn to face to the side, feeling embarrassed. This shield may not look like much, but it's practically indestructible. I froze for a second. Did I hear that right? You said indestructible. Yes, replied blonde boy with proud smile on his face. Impossible, I exclaimed, disbelieving. 100% true. But what if someone shoots it? Nothing will happen. What if a shot from anti-aircraft battery? Maybe it will scratch paint. And dust effects like fire, ice, electricity, it'll get dirty. Yes, because shooting something with fire is definitely going to do more damage to it than shooting it with a anti-aircraft battery.
Yeah.
Well, I like that we went from an escalation to an immediate de-escalation.
If I shoot my flamethrower at that, will it be more effective than a 40mm anti-aircraft battery? What?
No, okay, hang on. That is a legitimately valid question, simply for the fact that a prolonged fire effect is different from a single explosion. A single explosion may not damage the shield, but it will absolutely kill everything behind it.
Yes,
Fire
but
may actually melt the shield.
well, A, no, it won't, because then it would melt the object firing it. B, if you get shot at by a 40mm cannon, you're not gonna have too many problems in your life because you're not gonna have a life anymore. Because it's not the explosion that kills you, it's the force transferred to you that kills you.
Yes.
Which is kind of more of our point than the elemental effect, because, oh wow, I'm cold, my legs are frozen. Doesn't matter so much when you've just taken in several hundreds of thousands of newtons of force into your body. From an anti-aircraft battery.
The good news, the shield survived. The bad news, your arm did not.
The rest of your body
your
didn't.
chest and your head and your legs and all the rest of you.
The shield went through your chest and your spine into the person behind you.
The rest of you was mystified. We don't mean confused, we mean turned to mist.
Yeah. So
Have you
anyway,
heard of the phrase "the red mist, kid"?
I lean over the shield, tapping it with my fist, trying to guess its material.
Cocainium.
Like,
Damn it.
like
Boy.
How does that make sense? I am a weapons nut. I know everything about weapons and the metal that can be used to make them. This person just claimed they have an invincible metal, which I surely would have heard of if some random fucko who's going to college has it. I am now going to proceed to try and guess the material?
Also, just straight up, if this dude's is he a reincarnation?
He's
Like John, or-
no, John suffered a head injury and woke up as self-insert.
Okay, but self-insert has the memories of Ruby, so self-insert apparently has never watched a Marvel movie somehow.
Oh no, he watched a Marvel movie, that's why he produced Captain America's shield.
That's why he's got vibranium.
Yeah. It's vibranium.
Mm.
The perspective currently is from Ruby.
Okay. I missed that
Yeah.
part probably because I was busy looking at smoker stuff. Because
Probably. Yeah.
I've learned that a smoke dome is a thing generally used for cocktails and small appetizers.
Interesting.
Jeez.
Let's see what else we got here. Please tell me what it's made of. Okay, girl, I'll tell you later. Just stop drooling on it, please. Drooling? Oh my, he's right. I am drooling on it. Jumping back, I try to apologize again, but John says no big deal. It all right, Ruby? I know you didn't mean any harm. Despite me acting weird, he didn't seem bothered. But I want to know where we are. Huh? I look around and notice we were at Garden with Artificial Lake. I was following you. John stares at me, raising eyebrow. Don't judge me. I don't judge anyone out loud. He laughs, shaking his head. Follow me, everything fine, crater face. Okay, wait, what did you just call me?
I have decreed that this is cringe.
Seconded.
Yeah, it's just like, huh? Like, what is that fucking conversation? Anyway, so yeah, this is the part where he shows up and talks with Ozpin. So mysterious young man, Professor Glidwitch, blah blah blah. I just remembered I have appointment with this young man. If he was agent of Salem, this is from Ozpin's point of view, he would have already attacked us. Not really, no.
Ozzy, buddy.
Apologies for my lateness. Once Professor Goodwitch leaves, we can begin. Don't think about it, you Dumbledore with scarf. Dumble who? She stays. May I know why you're arguing about my presence without considering my opinion? I came here to help you, Ozma, but Glinda need to know. What do I need to know? Everything Ozpin didn't tell you about Secret War, which is why Salem want relics and his relationship with Grim Queen and gods, and favorite part that Salem can't be killed. Glinda Goodwitch perspective. It can't be true. The secret war for humanity is just a lover's quarrel? Not really. I mean,
No,
I mean,
it's
that's what
I
started it.
mean, we like to joke about that, but ostensibly, no, it's not.
that's a fan and meme, but no, Glinda, like Salem wanted to literally genocide everyone before the lovers' quarrel. Her solution was fuck the gods. We'll just have a bunch of sex and bring magic using humans back into the world because we are the superior species and the rest are chaff and chattel.
Yeah, it was her desire to genocide that caused the lovers' quarrel, if anything else.
Yeah. So it's not so much of a lover's quarrel as the secret war. It's more of the leaders of the secret war had a lover's quarrel over the fate of humanity. Little bit different.
Oh. No, it started with
Just a little bit.
the kids.
No.
He decided
No,
to
it
take them
No.
away.
No, it didn't.
Salem straight out told Ozma that they can replace humanity.
Yeah,
They
so
effectively can breed in a new
basically one night Ozpin comes in and he's like, how leading people is hard, and Salem's like, Ozpin, I have just had a realization. Since our kids can use magic, that means every kid we have will be able to use magic, since we've had 5 kids so far, which, by the way, Ozpin, nice.
Nice.
But also they're all nearly the same age, so nice.
That man was busy.
Yeah.
But anyway, Salem's like, yeah, bro, like all of our kids have magic, and we've guaranteed this now, which means we can eventually replace these useless chattel non-humans with real humans because they can use magic, and all we have to do is rule over the planet like a dictatorship. Fuck the gods. This is my new genocide plan. And Ozpin's like, holy shit, that's really fucked. No.
It was that
Honey,
point Ozma
that's-
learned that's what the
Fuck.
God of Light
And so
meant
then
when
Ozpin
she
was
said
like,
she was
I'm gonna
jaded.
kidnap the kids and run away with them, and then Salem catches him kidnapping the kids and is like, no, you ain't gonna do that. And then they shoot giant
You
laser
mean
beams
you
at
don't
each
want
other.
to genocide humanity, dear?
Yeah, and then they shoot giant laser beams at each other, and then that kills the kids. And then Salem's like, oh my god, you've killed our children. I'm gonna go insane now. And Ozpin goes, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, no, to be fair, it was I'm going to kill everything.
She didn't take him basically ditching her well, and she just went full assumedly
Genetic decay
genocide.
isn't a thing.
Yeah.
Well, See, that's the thing, is that we don't really know what kind of genetics are going on in Remnant, because to Faunus, canonically, this is, according to Rooster Teeth, who for some reason decided to make this canon, is that two Faunus having a kid with each other will randomly roll the Faunus traits of the child, which means a deer Faunus can fuck a bull Faunus, and they can have a spider Faunus kid.
Spider
That
Faunus,
is-
Spider
No.
Faunus.
No, that cannot.
Yes, they made
How
that
did Blake
canon
How's Blake a cat?
because she was just a cat. Don't you know? Also,
she
don't
just randomly
question the
rolled.
cat supremacy behind everything.
Yes.
Ignore the fact that every position of power is occupied by a cat Faunus.
Gira, Callie.
You know,
Hmm.
Sneaky, that sounds like some conspiracy bullshit you're just spouting again.
But I mean, look at it. He's not wrong. Gira, Callie, and Khan are all cat-type Faunus.
You know, the only thing that could make this better is to reveal that at some point Ozpin randomly inhabited another cat faunus in one of his
Wasn't
past
Ozpin
lives.
also a cat Faunus in one of the fucking flashbacks?
I'm sure he
I'm
would have
pretty
been.
sure he was.
Critical
remember,
cat
but-
theory.
It would fit.
Oh yeah, Faunus genes are dominant because for some reason every single time a person has sex with a Faunus, it always produces a Faunus. But somehow Faunus haven't outbred humanity at any point in time in history ever, and they've only ever had one single war over it.
Yeah, no, that should be one of those things that either they breed out humanity or humanity genocides them. One or the other.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird, and I never really understood how they were trying to go with that, because then they also made the statement that Faunus are black people, and so I'm just, again, really confused.
Also, they said this after Monty passed.
Yeah,
and
after
after they'd
Monty
already
passed,
introduced
yeah.
characters. After they'd
Yeah.
already introduced characters like Flynn,
Yeah.
and then before they introduced characters like Marrow, who still to this day remains the best written character of that particular season.
Oh my
too.
fucking god. Oh, who... It's like...
Hey, remember when the Monkey King got put on a literal bus and was never seen again because they didn't like his character?
Remember that time they introduced
After
a black
assassinating his
character called...
character?
Yeah.
Remember that time they introduced a black character called Black Man and he played jazz?
Yeah, Flynn Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flint Cole. Yeah.
Yeah, Flint Cole. Yeah, his name's Black and he plays jazz.
Sounds like someone trying to make fucking Lincoln Clay a name. Like that.
Also,
that is the name of all time.
Also,
Don't-
his
don't
dad
forget,
was a miner.
Yeah, well, and don't forget, he also had the best clone semblance because he could split himself into 4,
And
except
he
he
made
didn't
it.
lose any strength or power.
Yeah, and they made it. And so, yeah, like that's the other fucking thing that pissed me off about his semblance is that he literally made 3 clones of himself that were of equal power and copied his actions. And he decided to use a dust-powered saxophone as a weapon.
Trumpet.
Oh, trumpet, my bad. Yeah, anyway.
The saxophone would have been too powerful, let's be real.
It should have been a tuba. If it was a tuba, I would have tolerated it.
You know what? Just for an extra fuck you to the audience, each clone gets a different instrument.
You know,
So we
again,
could actually run a band.
if it did that and they actually went full out with it where he turns into a fucking cloned
one-man
jazz band, I would have been like, okay, fine. You went full joke with it. But they went half joke with it and had this fucking token character of tokenness. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Oh,
Yeah, it was not what I would call a good look.
Yeah, and his partner was Nyan Cat. And
No,
I'm not even.
It was Neon.
Yes, Nyan Cat. That's what I
That's
said.
what she was non-cat.
No, her name was literally Neon, as in the gas.
Yes, and she was
She was
literally a
Neon
rainbow-colored
meme.
cat who had a
Yes,
rainbow
Nikki.
trail behind
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Nikki, it's pronounced Neon. You
Yes.
fucking cunt, and you know that.
That's what I'm saying.
Of
Neon
course he
Cat.
knows.
That is not what you said 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, that is what I've been saying. I said
You
nyan
said
cat.
denying.
Hey, at least it's not 9 cat.
Nine?
Shut your whore mouth.
9 cutsy.
There are
No.
several layers to that joke.
No, you stop that immediately. This is a clever ruse. You are to cease immediately.
Actually, the 9 cat's the most powerful cat because it has 2 extra lives.
All right, that's it, buddy. You've lost speaking.
Humor police! Humor police! Here! This is the man!
Oh, but god, dude, that was so fucking bad. Like, it was sort of funny, and then they just, like, then they went the whole racism angle with it of, like, Weiss, your white father ran my black dad out of business because you're evil. And it's like, what? Like, are we
Sins of the
really?
father.
Are we really gonna? Yeah, are we really gonna go here? Okay. All right.
Okay, what about those funnest crime statistics, Blake?
I don't know. It's just like it was really fucking weird because he's like complaining about how poor he was, and then he was using a dust-powered trumpet. It's like if your entire weapon relies on just spending a shit ton of dust on every single attack.
Oh no, but you see, his father was a dust miner, so you see, he's not actually mad. You see, that's the thing. His father ran a dust mine
Yeah.
and was driven out of business by Weiss, so he's not actually poor.
But
He's just
he's
mad
not-
that
He's poor now.
Now.
Yeah.
He spent
Yeah.
his money.
Yeah, he spent all his money on dust so he could keep using his dust trumpet.
They
Yeah.
bought the mine.
Actual question. Is the melee version he just grips that fucker and starts swinging?
As
I
far
think-
as we know,
I think so,
Uh,
yeah.
I
I don't think
guess.
it ever transformed at any
It doesn't.
point.
It's
even when
it's just a trumpet. It's not even like a
Like-
transforming trumpet. It is literally just a trumpet.
So dumb.
Man, you know, the more I think about it, you're right. It should have been a tuba, and just for like extra points, it should have been a specific type of marching tuba that goes over your shoulder. like a
Exactly. It
fucking
should have been
rocket
this big fucking sonic subwoofer tuba that literally just shoots
Or-
sonic blasts.
Or, and hear me out, a trombone. That's also the classic black person uses this. jazz
Alternatively,
instrument.
if they wanted to go full parody with it, they should have just made him a bard and made his weapon dust powered because it gave fucking buffs to everyone that listens to the music, or debuffs, depending.
Debuffs.
Depending, like I said,
Or,
the
you know,
enemies get debuffs and the allies get buffs because he plays like different
Whatever.
tunes or whatever. Like they could have like actually gone places with it to justify why he's using an instrument as a weapon.
Go full hunting horn.
Right? Yeah, literally. But they didn't. They were just like, yeah, he just shoots sound blasts with his dust-powered tuba. I'm like, that's the dumbest shit ever. It's less effective than a bullet. It costs like 5 times more dust than a bullet, and it's got
you know-
no melee version.
You know, I think the best hunter student we saw introduced with the whole tournament arc was the one gal who just threw hands, and her weapon I think was literally just grappling ropes hidden up her sleeves.
Oh yeah, that girl, yeah. And
That
She's just like,
wasn't,
I'm just full on
Aslan?
kung fu. Get fucked.
The one in the orange robe, I think.
and
Yeah.
I've said this
Yeah,
before,
like
Killian.
Isn't her name Arslan or Aslan or something?
Something like that,
Aslan,
yeah.
I think.
Oslin. I've said this before, Killionaire, is that I've given Ruby a pickaxe in my theoretical designs because pickaxes would actually work extremely well on Grim because they're meant to punch through a hard substance at a single point, which is really what you need to do to a Grim. You don't need to do some sort of big fucking slash across their body. You just need to punch through their head, which is usually
Well, that's
guarded by
War
armor.
Scythe. That's
You
a War
know-
Scythe, Sneaky.
Well, no, that War Scythe
Oh.
is a glaive. I'm talking more specifically about a pickaxe, which has its
Well,
entire.
There's a scythe that is specifically meant to punch like a pickaxe, but it's fucking huge. It is a type of war scythe. It's not the point. It's not the one that points straight. It is the one that it does point at a curve, but it is a war.
Oh, you
pickaxe.
mean the
It
war
is a war
pick?
scythe. It's like a war pick. It is a war pick.
Yes,
Yeah.
the war pick, a dwarf's favorite weapon.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, but that's what I'm saying though. Is like there is other versions of a curved, pointed metal object that they could have used to leverage at the end of a sniper rifle that would have been way fucking better than a harvesting scythe.
I mean,
Like-
small problem. Scythes are really fucking cool, apparently.
They are,
Yes,
but that's what I'm saying though. Is
yeah,
there's
they are.
other versions besides a harvesting scythe that is far more effective, especially against armored Grim.
Which
The
we've
way-
seen. We've seen Ruby and Crow both use a war scythe version.
Yes,
Yeah.
once with Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once with Crow. I don't think Crow ever went past one time either.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Well, Crow usually uses his shit as a sword anyway.
Which
Yeah,
is
well,
superior.
Crow's also willing to just drop his weapon and throw hands. At any
Yeah.
given
Yeah.
moment, so. Honestly, I would have loved to have seen like a grizzled hunter veteran. It's like, you kids are overcomplicating this, and his weapon is actually just a war pick, and that's it. It's just a
I
I mean,
sword with a-
I really, they were going in the right direction with that one girl who was, that black the black girl from Atlas on the Spec Ops team, who was like, I'm you, Ruby, but I'm just faster, better, stronger, and everything than you. Who used the power armor, exoskeleton thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What?
that was a pretty good direction to go.
And, like, it was sort of a
Literally
good.
who?
Okay, so yeah, there was this like Spec Ops black girl who lived in the Snowlands. Don't question it. Who had Ruby's semblance, but she was faster and stronger.
That sounds like RT saying something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she used power armor exoskeleton to punch things really hard.
Yeah, Harriet.
Yeah,
That's her
Harriet.
name.
Yeah. And like it was sort of close to what could have been really cool, because I think they really they had Ren sort of do it right at the start, where he's fucking doing some kung fu shit with Aura against the Grim,
And then he never did it again.
and then never did it again. But there was potential there of just like, okay, so if you can use Aura to reinforce your weapon, which they've retconned and de-retconned multiple times, then why not just wear metal on your fists and punch things really hard? You don't have to worry about your transformation breaking. You don't have to worry about your arms being unarmored. You don't have to worry about running out of ammo. You don't have to worry about being disarmed. Like, it's just a really good all-around survival branch to go down.
But then it wouldn't look cool.
It would look really cool!
It wouldn't look as cool as a scythe, Sneaky.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, definitely. Look, the thing is that Ruby does not have the build for it. I think they should have had like some sort of fucking Hazel-like character who wore armor, who just wore heavy armor and was like, I'm gonna go fucking beat the shit out of some Grim now.
You mean like Yatsuhashi or Nora?
Yeah.
Like, Nora's entire thing basically should... The way her semblance works, she should have a piece of lightning dust in her hands at all times. And with Yatsuhashi, the man is so big, it's fucking ridiculous. Why is he not in heavy armor with a huge fuck-off sword and that's it?
Yeah.
I know he has the sword.
No, think about it. I think
more
we've
armor.
actually only seen one character in any sort of heavy armor, and that was Cardin.
Yeah.
I think he's the only.
John,
I think
technically.
he's the only.
And that wasn't even
huntsman
heavy
we
armor, that was
saw.
like medium.
Yeah, that's medium. But yeah,
Him and John are the only ones who
Kira-
actually have any sort of armor.
And like,
Kira
yeah,
too.
don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, but Kira's was more decorative because of the champion.
Yeah, it was very decorative.
Kinda,
Also, it was
sorta.
fucking made of bronze.
Mm,
But anyway, point being is like, yes, I understand that a world like that would be more along the lines, generally speaking, of having its characters follow the Bloodborne path of armor of it's better to just not get hit in the first place, because every single time you take a hit, you lose aura. But I mean, if you got a large aura pool and you're fucking massive, then just wear heavy armor and kick the shit out of stuff. Just all you have to do, you don't have to fucking have a shield around yourself. Just reinforce the metal with aura, which probably takes way fucking less aura, and just punch the shit out of stuff. You're fucking massive.
You would think, but that wouldn't look as cool, and it would
look really cool. I am sorry. Do I have to bring up the clip of white male knight paladin kicking the shit out of the 3 fantasy races? I will bring that clip up.
Okay, so Sneaky has a point. I want to point out, Monty proved with his RVB animations, the man can do heavy fight scenes. He would have been able to take a fully armored character who punches shit and made it look good against Grim.
Yeah, absolutely. Monty could.
Yes, Monty could.
Their current animation, probably not.
Yes.
No.
As much as I respect, like, Dylan Goo's animations, he very much puts Monty on a pedestal with, like, rule of cool fast fight scenes. I don't think I'm not sure he could do a slow fight scene. It's a different science. It honestly, Monty's RVB animations made me go like, wow, this dude's got some fucking range on his fight choreography. This is insane.
Oh yeah,
gentlemen, I'm sorry, I must interrupt this with breaking news. A state senator in Missouri has proposed re-adding the dueling codes.
Based, supported.
Oh no!
I'm voting for this man.
Dear.
Based.
So
Wait,
what? Pistols at dawn is now allowed?
No, pistols at high noon. No, let's be clear.
Not even
It's
at high
been
noon.
proposed. It has not been ratified, and it would be pistols at high noon. This is the part that I appreciate. None of this pansy ass on the lawn. No. In the Senate, well.
Excellent. Based. Go.
I don't very much like the sound of your voice, Pistol.
No. That's not a duel. Nose. That's murder. A duel is when someone's honor has been so grievously insulted that they go to a buddy and they say, I need you to write a letter calling this person a motherfucker and that I want to shoot them.
Yeah, honestly, no, I mean, hey, look, all I'm saying is that if you have a political view and you're not willing to die for that political view, then you don't really have that political view, do you?
Yep.
Well, no, to be clear, Sneaky, this is not to settle. This is to settle matters of honor. It's not about politics. Now,
it would absolutely be used for politics.
Hang on a minute.
Obviously.
If in the course of holding your political views, you end up insulting someone's honor, then of course it's a matter of a duel. But it's not inherently political. It could just be that the guy out there who's from the same party as you called you a child-diddling fuckwit.
Yes, but also at the same time, there is a certain specific group of people that really likes calling everyone that they disagree with Nazis. So
I'm aware.
Exactly.
I'm just saying there's nothing inherently political.
Oh,
about
I
it.
know.
In our current climate, certainly there's a political leaning to it. However,
also, I do appreciate that until 2010, the rule to duel your way out of a criminal charge was still on the books in New York City, and it was only taken off of the books because a old man who wanted to challenge a parking ticket did it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Again, I don't see why they removed that if it's just an old man asking about his parking ticket.
It's because he challenged the cop to a duel to the death.
The cop could have squared up. the cop could have squared up.
Yeah, I know. And then they were like, no. And he's like, well, then by the laws of this state, I don't have a parking ticket anymore. And they're like, that's
and they
fucking
said we should
stupid.
close that loophole before something more important happens.
We're removing this loophole. All I'm saying is, if you kept challenging the criminals to duels to the death, you would have a lot less crime.
See, we can also come up with a compromise where instead you now have to play Battle City tier Yu-Gi-Oh! None of this fucking super shit.
What, the
That's
loser
a
goes
fate
to the
worse than
Shadow
death.
Realm?
No, it's Battle City because turns need to last longer
Well,
than 2 turns.
Sneaky, we can't actually do the Shadow Realm. We're gonna have to settle for Florida.
No, we'll
mean,
just
that
banish
is
them.
the
No,
Shadow
so
Realm.
send them to Brazil.
Oh.
No,
that's
you
what's
send them to
Florida,
you send them
the
to
Shadow
We're
Kansas.
going Sneaky out here with the high stakes.
Yeah. The loser
Oh,
goes to
boy.
Brazil.
You see, Yugi boy, when you lose this duel, you shall be sent through this portal directly to Brazil.
But yeah, no, point being is that there's a lot they could have done in Ruby that would have been really nice to see. I mean, the Texas versus Red Team was, in my personal opinion, a great example of having big thuddy hits going on.
Oh yeah. I will say my personal favorite fight scene of all time remains North Dakota versus South Dakota, because North Dakota enters that fight dual wielding goddamn sniper rifles.
Yeah.
That was great. That was just sheer. It was so stupid, but it was amazing.
Oh no, I want
I
to be
like
clear.
the
That
main
is
fight.
stupid. That is unbelievably stupid. But you know what? You have Spartans in power armor, and my favorite. He walks in, shoots down 2 missiles, and just rests both sniper rifles on his shoulder. I'll handle my sister.
Nice.
It
I
is
need to
it is
rewatch that season.
absolutely stupid, and I love
That-
every
that-
minute of it.
That season may have been the peak of RVB.
It really was. Honestly, I think why I like the Texas versus Red Team so much is because it was the moment where you realize that these guys, while they are a bunch of jackasses, are actually special forces still.
There,
Technically, yes.
yeah,
Technically.
yeah, they still had the training.
They're just morons.
They're the ones they sent out
Charge's
there.
defense, he held out longer than I thought he would.
That's true.
in that fight.
And you know what? The other thing I gotta say, it's not their best fight scene, but man, the whole fight scene in the tower and then on the highway,
Yeah, that was pretty
great
good.
set of fight scenes.
Yeah.
Not their best, but it remains solidly in my memory.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, so yeah, clearly Monty could have done it, and I don't know. I think there was a missed opportunity. Like the fucking armor that John's wearing is so gimmicky that I feel like it's insulting. Cause like he's just wearing the plate over a fucking hoodie, and A, that's
Yeah.
not how you wear plate, and B,
It's not even plate. It's fucking
mean-
half plate.
Yeah, it's not even like full plate. Like
Yeah,
he's
but-
trying
but-
to use a hoodie as a gambesson, and that doesn't work.
It is a breastplate, yes.
Yeah, it's literally just like a breastplate and some fucking weird ass shoulder guards, and like that's not useful at all because
Oh
no, it's
no.
literally
It
not.
will be useful against the chest hit.
No, see the thing is though is that the way his plate was angled is that any blow that would come in that wasn't a pinpoint impact would have scraped down and just gone into his gut instead or into his neck, which is not what you want to happen when
No.
you're deflecting a blade. And
That's generally why you'd have a gorget.
yeah, it's typically why you are wearing mail underneath. It's typically why you're wearing leather underneath the mail. It's, typically why you have a gambeson on as well. It's typically why you have the plate angled in such a way that it doesn't redirect the blow into you again.
There's a reason why boob plates don't work.
Yeah.
The best kind of armor is the one where you just wear a fuck ton of armor on your front chest, and everyone tries to strike there because they don't want to hit your fancy hat. Clearly, that's what's going to happen.
Obviously.
Also, I want to be clear. Boob plate works perfectly fine. Like they've done, actual armorers have made boob plate, and it works fine. Is it practical? No, not really. But if someone really was that well endowed, it certainly makes armor more comfortable for them. But more than likely, it would simply be an artistic flourishment to make the person feel better. Like, don't forget, we had an entire period
Donger,
of
I
time
know.
where
Yeah.
they put giant fucking dicks on the cod pieces.
I thought there was a issue with boob plate where certain weapons would get caught.
Yes,
No.
there
in the
was no,
scenes and
no,
No,
wait,
slew.
wait, no. So, Sign is talking about literal boob-shaped plate. Atin
Yes.
is talking about plate that has room pounded into it for boobs.
Which
There is a
Fantasy
is
difference.
rounded,
boob plate.
but is not boob plate. Yes, you're right. I should
Yes,
be more
fantasy
specific.
boob plate versus the rounded kind, which
Yes,
I know the
fantasy
rounded kind
fantasy
exists and
boob
works.
plate, absolutely. Fantasy boob plate doesn't work, but
yeah, they're like
but you know that's not a surprise. If you look at like actual WoW pauldrons, oh my god, those things are death traps.
those no. What are you talking about? The larger the pauldron, the more defended you are.
Great.
Have you never seen the fucking WoW pauldrons?
I've seen WoW pauldrons. They're fucking ridiculous.
They are
The
begging to
smallest
die.
one.
But anyway, point being though is that like the armor showing, like I get it, I get it. You want each character to be super flashy, and it's hard to make armor super flashy, and you want to really show off each character, and there's not a lot of opportunities to show them off in the armor because they would have to be like, oh, they have to be in a situation where either they're wearing their armor 24/7 during like a mission or something, or they would have to like, oh, it's combat class, I have to like go out and I have to get changed and then into my armor, and then I have to come back and then I have to get changed out of my armor instead of just having the character walk back up into the stand. Then you
I
can't
get it,
have like
but fuck
situations
that.
yeah,
Fuck that.
I understand. It's just there's right, yeah. There's a lot of moments where they could have just had at least one character who's like, yeah, he's like 6'7", he wears heavy armor, he doesn't have a transforming weapon because he learned how to explosively eject aura out of his fists, and so when he punches something, he punches a hole through something.
Yeah, like there's so much you could have done. Like first of all, like and like I know what Sneaky was saying, right? It can be hard to add flared armor, but like, right, two examples, not because I'm trying to prove Sneaky wrong, but to prove how lazy Rooster Teeth is. You can absolutely put character in armor, right? And you can go look at actual medieval armor
No, what I'm
that was
saying
used
more
in
along the
combat
line is
that is full of flair.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, you can look at fucking the fucking mercenary armors of the various mercenary bands, and absolutely you can put flare into armor.
I'm just saying, I'm pissed off at Rooster Teeth because it's lazy.
Yeah, I was more talking about the standard knight plate where it's just like it's not as air quotes expressive and cosplayable as say like Yang's outfit, which I have fucking ranted about before, where she ties off a fucking purple scarf to one leg and it's just like, why? Yeah, fucking Goblin Slayer has great armor. Yeah,
Goblin Slayer has great, but it's right, not just Goblin Slayer, right? Priestess, Shaman, High Elf Archer doesn't wear armor, but that's the, right. But like, what was it? Heavy Warrior, I think.
Yeah, Heavy Warrior. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Which yes, we know he's a guts XP, but his armor is at least sufficiently different enough.
And the thing is that they are in a sufficiently sci-fi world where they can literally just be like, yeah, they used aura to wear the heavy armor and move as fast.
So I pulled up Female Knight because I just wanted to show off some very I picked her specifically because she has very plain plate mail. That's relative, right? It's got the whole white knight paladin vibe going on. But so I looked up Female Knight, and the first thing Google auto completes was Female Knight times Goblin Slayer.
Of course, well, obviously.
So I feel I feel that at some point we should plumb those horrid depths. But
no.
in the meantime,
you sure
right?
About that?
There you go. There's some basic white plate armor that, apart from those shoulder pauldrons, is
and that shield.
Yes. Apart from the pauldrons and the shield, that's just a fairly normal set of plate.
The knees are iffy too.
Yes, the knees are a little bit iffy, but like, right, that armor is brimming with character
Yeah,
without being fucking half plate in a hoodie.
it's even boob plate.
It's not even
Yes.
half plate. It's literally just fucking chopped breastplate. It was like a half breastplate.
Yes, look, John's design is stupid, and you could have done so much more because, like, you could have done more with it. You could have
Yeah.
done so much more with it.
And yeah, like there is so much going on when it comes to Ruby and how inconsistent they are. Because they're like, oh, well, yeah, wearing armor is useless because Beowulfs can cut through steel. But we're still going to have certain characters wear armor because their references. Cardin Winchester is a reference to the Winchester who was the antagonist of Joan of Arc's storyline. And so,
The cardinal.
yeah, and both Winchester. Well, no, Winchester's also important. But both the Cardin Winchester and Joan of Arc are going to wear armor because they're both based off of knights of the same story. It's like, okay, fine, but didn't you just say wearing armor doesn't work because they can cut through steel? Yeah, well, they're going to wear armor. It's like, okay, so is the armor going to be useful? No, it's going to be extremely aesthetic. Okay.
Look, shut up.
Fine.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
And then it's like, oh yeah, what's the champion? What's the champion pit fighter of Mistral gonna wear? Oh, she's gonna wear literal boob plate.
Nothing else, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay. So is her combat ability gonna be really amazing and she barely even needs to defend herself because she's so good? No, she's gonna defend herself constantly. Oh. Okay.
Well, to be fair, she uses her shield to defend herself constantly. Which should,
And
tear
her
because
semblance
it's
as
steel.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her
Again,
semblance.
I feel like when Monty was designing her, I'd like to think he was thinking about the fact that she was a champion, which means her armor would be showy and decorative, not functional. But I can't say that for certain because Monty also, again, liked cool stuff. So
Yeah, he
Pyrrha's
based
design
it
is a
off
solid
of
design. It's just not
he
immaculate.
based Pyrrha's armor off of artistic renditions of Athena.
No, it was off of Achilles.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of both.
But
But I think there was a time where Monty, before somebody said, "Oh yeah, they can just rip through steel," when Monty designed Cardin, John, Pyrrha, and others with actual armor, and had it be functional, and the whole steel thing is a retcon.
well the hoplite, that's what it was. I'm trying to think of the name for the Greek soldier specifically. They're called like Pyrmidions or something like that. But they were like heavily armored hoplites.
Myrmidon?
Myrmidon, maybe? No, I think that was the pit fighter, but
Oh damn, I knew this.
yeah, the Myrmidon warriors. That was the heavily armored pit fighter, Achilles' army. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, sort of like this shit. But I would have liked to see Pyrrha in more of an armor like that. I would have liked to see her more heavily armored, because literally her fucking whole polarity thing could have been like, oh, well, yeah, she uses it to, lift her armor to make it easier for her to move in, so that way she can both be heavily armored and move really fast, unlike other people. So she uses that extra defense to her advantage, and that's why she's able to win so much.
Honestly, it might have been kind of neat. Like as dumb as her base design armor was, like practicality wise, it could have easily just been like that's her general purpose armor for just casual fighting. I air quotes casual. And then the heavy armor could have been like, okay, yeah, though this is what she wears when she's actually.
Yeah, like come on,
getting
like yeah,
serious.
yeah. So she has the original design when she's just being casual, but then it's like, all right, time for fucking combat class, and she comes out in this like fucking like goddamn Myrmidon suit, effectively, and it's just like, oh
Yeah.
shit, serious
Yeah, like
mode.
that could have been like the sort of casual, like like the whole forest armor or the forest of episodes where she's wearing the base armor. That would have been just more like she's not going to go in super heavy combat. The Grim aren't going to be that big of a threat. But if the situation were to escalate and she knew about maybe, I don't know, the Scorpion Grim, she could have
Right.
pulled that arm. She might have had that armor on, and it would have been a whole different case of her fighting.
Well, because it's also a far bigger shield, and she used her shield. It was basically a buckler shield, effectively. But she used her shield as a weapon, and the Myrmidon shield is a lot more weapon smashy friendly.
Weapon smashy friendly.
Yeah, I'll post a picture of it.
No, he's completely right.
I understand he's right.
Her
It's just
shield's
funny the way he
smaller.
says it. That's all.
Yeah, her shield's way smaller. That's my point, though.
It's
Is
more of a buckler than a
like
shield.
I literally just said.
That's
yeah.
what he just said that.
Yeah.
He did just say that.
And so yeah, and this is a more bigger shield. So yeah, she's got her fucking like I'm just casual fighting outfit and whatever. This is my celebrity outfit effectively, and then this is my it's time to kick your shit in outfit.
I mean, that could have possibly made her death make more sense too, because you could have gone out and not her armor, and that's what caused her death.
Which
instead of the weird fucking stupid fight that she had.
Which actually would have been very in line for the Greek myths she was parodying, because it's the one time she wasn't in her armor that she actually gets in a fight that can kill her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
For some Greek heroes, it was that.
Yeah,
For other
yeah.
heroes,
There we go.
armor.
Hell yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice.
That would have been great. You still keep the show
Get
look,
the heels,
especially
get rid of the
because you still
heels,
keep
but
the
yeah,
heels.
I hate the heels.
The heels, yeah, no.
Look, I don't
She's
like
not
the
2B,
actual
she's
heels,
not this
but like,
high-tech
look,
android.
fine. You want them to be showy? Listen, nothing is showier than a woman going, "I can kick your ass wearing high heels."
I mean,
I
yes,
find it hilariously.
Boots.
I think the problem is that it massively undermines it. So like Black Widow wearing heels fits the whole femme fatale aesthetic. Pyrrha is supposed to fit the pit fighter, gladiator, Greek champion aesthetic, which does not include heels in it. And by putting her in heels, it undermines that aesthetic by being like, don't worry guys, she's still female, and you know that because she's wearing heels.
Well, it's also, if you're looking at this from a practical standpoint, heels are not going to have any sort of traction or ability to balance on or anything like that.
Right, but that,
so-
And if they
but
break,
that's what I'm
they're
saying.
gonna
It
fuck her
literally
up.
detracts from the gladiator champion pit fighter aesthetic that they tried to cast her in as the Greek hero who tragically dies because of fate. That's literally her whole character aesthetic, and then they put her in heels in true like Hollywood fashion to be like, hey guys, don't forget she's a woman, and you can tell she's a woman because she's in heels, and that's why I fucking hate it.
I hate that particular trope. Like, I really do. I hate that.
It's awful.
One of the things that I am most grateful to in Gundam is none of the female piloted mobile suits have ever had high heels, with one exception.
I was about to say, hold
With
on.
one
I was
very
gonna
The
say.
one exception. Shut up, there's the one exception.
I would say, I was getting there. One very important exception, and that was in the least serious Gundam anime ever, and it was quite deliberately based off of shonen anime.
Yeah, and the
So it
Gundam
was
in
based-
question was also a Sailor Moon reference in
Yeah.
design.
Yes. So
But anyway, that's why I don't like heels on Pyrrha. I can understand heels again in a casual or a celebrity outfit where she's basically parodying what she would normally wear for combat, because that's a thing, right? You would wear a parody celebrity outfit to parody
She's cosplaying herself.
effectively, right? Because it's her image is the Greek champion pit fighter, but she obviously can't walk around in that armor all the time because A, that's a bitch to maintain, B, it's just a bitch to wear when you're not actually fighting things, C, it's less PR
hang on,
friendly.
come on, Sneaky. All she has to do is take the media. Well, no, I mean that's light armor. All she has to do is take light armor mastery, and then she can doff or don it in like 2 minutes without assistance. She just has an unoptimized build.
I would say that while I like the image that Cyan originally linked, I would say the chest needs to be up armored more to match the shoulders and legs. But
Yeah,
medium
a bit.
armor, yeah, I would say at least put her in medium armor, because like, come on. But if you're gonna use bronze, at least give her the classic Greek hero chest piece. Like, come on.
Well, okay, look, you can't give her the classic Greek hero chess piece because that one was, sculpted for men. And now listen, I'm not saying.
Are you saying she
keep the-
can't have an 8-pack?
Yeah.
Excuse me, are you saying that women can't have an 8-pack? Are you against big muscled women, Atin?
I'm against artificially flattening Kira's boobs.
That is a fair thing to be against. We
You
could
can
do
you
one
can
with her
still
boobs
add the,
on it.
yeah, you don't need to add the full boob in like they did in canon. I'm just saying,
Boobs
like,
and feminine
you
eight-pack.
No
can-
full boob.
you can fucking
Full boobs. Give her the Batman nipples.
The bat nipples.
I think you mean the Batgirl nipples.
No. Batgirl's suit didn't have nipples. Batman's suit
I
had the
know.
nipples. Batgirl's suit had a bra built in.
I do think that's my. Wait, hang on.
like
What is that?
Like, there is ways to put it. You put the fucking indent a little bit out. Like, you fucking indent it out. Yes, she's got the boobs. You don't have to fucking make a big deal about it. But then you fucking put the normal chest piece in. Like, it's completely possible. It would look more or less fine. Yeah, like this. Like it's clearly not gonna fuck you over too badly. But it, still shows off, and you can do the whole Greek hero aesthetic still without putting her in just fucking leather. Like, come on, just leather. Like,
Yeah.
but would have been a far better design. I would have liked it a lot more. It makes me question a lot with Monty's decisions, because while he did say several times that he chose the looks of a lot of the characters purely for a cosplay aesthetic, he's clearly going with certain themes for certain characters, obviously, like heavily, like the fucking
Well,
names.
I mean, there's obviously no question about that. Weiss is obviously a princess, and I don't mean that in a straight. Right?
Ruby
She's
Rose,
obviously a
literally Red Riding Hood. Glinda Goodwitch,
Yang is obviously
literally
a biker chick. Like,
right, yeah, like there was a lot of obvious theming going on with numerous characters, and I understand that. But it's like, okay, so you're sticking to the themes for all of these characters, and then you're gonna use the Greek champion theme for Pyrrha, and then you give her this crappy leather boob plate armor, and oh, she wears a bronze tiara. Oh, wow. Like, what?
He went for maximum waifu ability.
You could have done so much better on a set of Greek armor. You
Yeah.
could have done
But like the
so much
Greek
better.
have such an aesthetic to them, I don't think her being in as we have right here, I don't think her armor in the way it currently is in this picture detracts from her waifu ability. Like, are you really gonna fucking say that she's less of a waifu looking like this than the fucking boob plate posted earlier?
Like, look,
True.
right? Because what Sneaky posted was a little, it was a little hard to like get a good look at, right? But like, there you go, right? Okay, you can cover the sandals up, lengthen the shin guards a little bit. You know what? Keep the shoulderless arm look if you want. If you really want to keep nailing the hoplite thing,
Right,
keep the
yeah.
shoulderless arm look. Arm look. You know what? Do what they warned us about in Christian Bible school, right? Uncover her shoulders.
Yeah, right.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, give her the big fucking chest piece, uncover her shoulders, and she can wear the whole helmet. And yes, her red hair is a reference to the horse tail feather helmet thing that they do. And yeah, just fucking let her wear a hoplite helmet.
That's the thing, right? If you want to skip the helmet because nobody else has helmets, sure, fine.
I'm sorry, but I'm almost certain we can find a good Pyrrha in a fucking hoplite helmet.
I'm sure you can. I'm just saying, if you're skipping the helmet, right? If you're skipping the helmet because everybody else is skipping helmets, fine. The closest we got to a helmet was beret chick. Coco.
Mandalorian Pyrrha, you fucking die. Be purged in fire.
Is it bad?
It's terrible.
Where was this posted?
DeviantArt,
You
of
didn't
course.
post it.
I'm not posting it. It's fucking awful.
See Mandalorian Pyrrha.
But yeah, like fucking, like give Pyrrha a helmet like this, and then like have like the back part of it instead of the whole fucking horsehair thing. Have the back
Hair
part of it have a hole where
flips
her
out.
hair, ponytails out, and like that would be fine. Like that'd be great. Like come fucking on. Like are you really gonna tell me that can't be done?
That would look awesome.
Yeah, like look, there's many ways you could improve Pyrrha. Listen, there's a lot of ways you could have improved Yang as biker chick and make her look less like biker. Here's the thing, Yang doesn't look like biker chick, right?
She looks like biker whore.
Yeah, she looks like biker
No.
whore.
She looks. Hang on.
Yeah.
Season 1 Yang.
Yes.
Yes.
No. Biker. Excuse me. Season 1 Yang is biker whore. Season whatever after she loses the arm is that one.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, like again, here's the thing. Season, what was it, 3 or 4, where she put on fucking pants and the coat went all the way down?
Right.
No, I do like the coat.
Right, it's not necessarily like it's certainly not a biker chick aesthetic anymore at that point, but like it's a great look.
I wish we could have some fucking pictures. That'd be great.
No.
I found one, but like, oh my god, is it pixelated?
What the fuck? What the hell is this Atlas outfit? Like, what are you, overalls with a giant zipper down the boob line?
I need to see this now. Is this some like fucking Nomura tier design?
Yeah, this is some fucking Nomura tier design, literally.
Oh, it's just the standard outfit.
Yeah.
And she's got fucking, you get, like, her pants also have zippers for the legs.
Oh no, No, Sneaky, we're approaching Lulu.
Right.
You will never be allowed to live that down, Final Fantasy. You should not ever be allowed to live that down.
Hey, no, you take that back. Lulu's outfit was great. The belt skirt, that was awesome.
Yeah, again though, is like this fucking little
You're right. This
belt
is the
skirt.
one I'm talking about,
Yeah,
right?
the little
Like
belt
four-
skirt
I don't
shit
remember,
is
volume 5
stupid.
or
Yeah,
6.
that's far better. The fucking not the what are those called? The fucking things that
The hot pants.
no. The parts the cloth skirt that goes only on the sides.
Yeah.
That fucking whatever that's called. I like that. That's good shit. Like the whole outfit aesthetic for that's way better than what they have fucking listed here for her Mistral outfit.
Also, sign, fuck off. This is completely indefensible and stupid.
I
Yeah,
love that
Oh, good
outfit, man.
lord.
it's the
That's
worst.
forgot-
sexy
that's
as
her-
hell.
It
That
is
is just
literally the
excessive.
opposite of sexy as hell.
I loved it.
There is not
No,
a single
listen,
part of that
the
outfit
upper-
that is good.
Listen, if I wasn't looking at the bottom half, I'd be like, fine. It's got the weird, like, sexy Chinese empress thing going. Fine.
Yeah.
No.
And then you look at and you go, oh, this is fucking retarded.
Yeah, this,
Worn
The
by a
belts, you
stupid
can't screw
person.
with it.
no.
No, the belts do not add anything. You are insane and wrong for thinking that the belts add anything.
No, the belts are bad. This is speaking
No.
as someone who likes some of the outfits that Nomura's made. Nah, bro, this ain't it.
No,
I have,
Yuna's outfit was perfect.
I have come to share
Yes.
some brain damage.
Please keep your brain damage to yourself. I don't need to hear about
No,
your
you'll like
weird-
this. No, sir, you like this.
Oh no!
Looking
no.
gaming.
What
There's
is
gonna be a
wait,
Dota
hold
2
on, I'm
collab.
looking at all of their outfits. What the fuck is going on at Atlas, and why are they all
Oh, yeah, we know
Kingdom
about
Hearts
this.
characters?
I don't know. Wait, I'm sorry. What did you say?
Look at fucking
Link's-
Blake's Atlas outfit.
Yep, that's
Like,
a Kingdom Hearts.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
that's
is
a
going on?
Kingdom Hearts.
What is going on
I
here?
forgot how much I hated Blake's hair.
Oh,
in
Press,
God,
Zelda.
it
press,
is awful.
press triangle to do
She
a
wants to speak to your
combo
manager.
with Blake.
No, come on. Like, listen, Final Fantasy is ridiculous. It's not nearly that bad.
Final Fantasy is great.
Listen. I love Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy has given me the joys of dragoons, which are
Oh no!
one of the stupidest things to ever exist. But my God, do they have some great armor?
Oh,
Jill's outfit
I
for
don't-
the new one was great.
I don't think I can watch it. Kobo? Kobo? Does
What?
Kobo even know how to play a MOBA?
No, probably
Oh
not.
no.
I
Koba
very
playing
much
a
doubt
Dota-
it.
Koba playing Dota is gonna be a curse.
Okay,
What?
okay,
How did
look,
they
look.
get Callie to play? Oh, Jesus Christ!
I
Callie,
would not be
Narissa,
surprised. I would not be
Bibu, oh, good
surprised
lord.
Okay,
if,
listen. At
Callie played
least
Dota.
Fauna and Rissa know what they're doing.
Wait, Rissa knows how to play?
Oh yeah, no, Narissa
Oh yeah,
plays
no,
fucking
Narissa
Templar.
plays Templar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Narissa's
Narissa,
trash.
Narissa is a filthy Templar player.
Narissa's a
Narissa's trash.
mid-Templar player.
Narissa is cracked apparently,
Yeah.
which is the most funny thing in the world to me.
No, makes
like,
sense.
listen, it's like, wait, what's your MMR? I'm not trying to. Listen, this is not some gatekeeping bullshit. I am genuinely curious what Narissa's MMR is.
I think we'll find out.
Probably. Yeah.
Listen, you know what? She's playing Templar. There are exactly two kinds of Templar players. There are the ones who will carry the entire fucking game, and the ones who will sink it.
Yeah, true.
There is not an in-between with Templar assassin players.
I'm just
I
really
sense a
curious
mystery,
about
they say
this
as they run
lineup.
into 5 heroes.
I don't think Kobo or Bijou have the proper mentality to play safe lane, which leaves Callie. But Callie is the sort of person that uses an Xbox controller and only uses one stick at a time. So
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't have that option.
Yeah, she doesn't have that option. Dear.
I'm aware she doesn't have that option, but that's the kind of game player she is, so I'm not really sure how she's going to be able to react faster than a Australian ping.
I think we should just like prepare the back surgery for Fauna and Rissa.
I'm
They're
sorry.
gonna-
That's a
Very
funny
hard.
joke.
That's
That
a-
is a real funny fucking joke, my dude.
As someone who watched Fauna play yesterday, Fauna is unfortunately an anchor.
That's a real fucking funny
if
joke,
Fauna's
my
an
dude.
anchor, then the rest of the crew is neutron stars, bro.
Yeah, I am aware.
No, see, Fauna is
doesn't-
the anchor. The rest of them are the cruise ship.
Oh,
No,
The rest of
no,
the fucking shipwreck.
what I'm looking at right now is 4 anchors and a half-dead floaty.
Jumping back to armor. Listen, I
Oh,
understand. This
God.
is absolutely impractical with the amount of spikes.
You posted in the wrong channel, but yes.
Oh, so I did. Well, I mean, technically it's still in gaming, so it's still technically.
We gaming.
I am still surprised we never got a Dragoon outfit for fucking KHX, honestly.
I am deeply mad about that. But listen, I understand it's stupid. I do love that the developers were like, "Why is it covered with so many unnecessary spikes?" And one developer was like, "Bro, they fight dragons. It's all pointed on purpose. You want to bite that?"
Look, if your sprue breaks, you can always give them the people's elbow, and that technically has a spike on it.
Well, now I want Meteor Dive to have a people's elbow animation option. God damn it.
I feel like that would be a bad time for your elbow.
I mean, yes,
no,
but
no, Sneaky. Dragoons do not take fall damage. Canonically, they use magic to make you take their fall damage.
Well, okay. Greetings. I am currently heading at your location at terminal velocity.
it's the fucking wall on top of the hotel about to fight Hogan, giving the people's elbow as a Dragoon.
But listen, no, that's it.
That's the top of the hotel.
Listen, Dragoons are one of the stupidest character concept, but there's just something I inherently love about I'm gonna bring that goddamn flying lizard down to my level. You're coming to the ground.
Gravity's a bitch.
That's the wall. That's the wall up there, brother.
But just like listen, it's like the concept. It's like when people started shooting birds down, not because they wanted to eat, but because they were pissed off at birds flying over them. Right? This is the ultimate expression of mankind going, "That fucking bird is coming to the ground."
Yes. But yeah, it just the Dragoon armor is a bit too much for Ruby, in terms of
True.
balancing cosplay aesthetics and all of that. I just feel like there could have been just there is several characters that could have easily had their armor be less aesthetic. And just be more, yeah, I'm a giant fucking walking tank, and I'm going to hit you with a large, heavy object, and there is not much you can do about it. And...
like, Yatsuhashi could have done with some armor.
Yeah. Cardin would have been a great... Cardin would have been great to show off that there is more than just the dodge aesthetic for Huntsman. But there are just some huntsmen who are big and lumbering, and yeah, if they hit you once, you're basically losing all your aura.
And here's the thing that bothers me. They were, right, you look at Cardin Winchester, they were very close to just doing real fucking armor.
Yeah.
But, like, they did this weird little abortive half chest plate, and I don't even know what those thigh guards are supposed to be attached
pocket
to.
guards.
Also, I just
Back
realized
into his
looking at
pocket.
him, the man has no balls.
Yeah.
Literally no
Oh.
balls.
Yeah.
My man has no balls.
The Abelard, this man has no balls. What am I supposed to crush?
My lord, I shall destroy his penis.
Yeah, this fucking, like, quarter of a chest plate shit, yeah, it's fucking awful. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, it's like they had the opportunity to have, like, a really genuinely armored character, because they They clearly had Cardin and his lackeys were all like, Cardin's the knight, and all of his lackeys are the squires, and they're like, you know, in less armor than him, but they're all still wearing armor because they're the goon squad. And like, you could have easily had Cardin be in like genuine full knight plate and just be like, yeah, wow, you got past my guard and slashed at me with your sword. However, I am currently wearing full plate. And that did nothing. And then he punches you with the mace.
Yeah.
Get
And here's the thing.
loser.
Again, listen, the Black Knight from Fire Emblem is an amazing design. It is huge, it is intimidating, and it is full of presence.
Oh, yeah, exactly,
And you
yeah.
can't fucking see any of the... You can't see the dude wearing it. Which, to be fair, there's part of the reason he wears the armor is so that you cannot see who he is. But, like, anyone who thinks you can't get presence out of a dude in full plate has never seen a person in full plate. There's a reason that ceremonial guards in medieval times wore full plate mail. Because having 15 dudes, or, you know, let's call it 24 dudes, right? 12 dudes lined up on either side, turn all at once, smack the halberds into the ground, and they all go clank.
Fine, I'll fucking search it up on Google because all Brave wants me to have is fucking Black Knight chess pieces.
No, it's oh yeah, sorry, it's in Fixed 9K, but
Never played that Fire Emblem game, but holy fuck, this design goes hard.
you just add fire,
fucking
yeah.
Fortnite. Yeah, like shit like this. Like fucking Cardin comes walking out wearing something like fucking this.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Okay, Google, we're gonna have to fucking talk, okay?
Oh boy. Google.
Is this working? Does that work? Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, fucking Cardin comes stomping out wearing something like this. And he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go kick the shit out of you now. And there's basically nothing you can do about it because you don't, A, have a weapon that can harm me, B, you don't have the strength that can harm me, and C, I have like a foot on you.
That would be pretty badass.
Yeah. Or, you know, some fucking shit like this, like this as well.
You know what? I'm gonna bring up something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh,
exactly.
yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This
White
motherfucker,
male
right?
warrior.
Not nearly as cool as that, right? But we're gonna pop back to Dark Souls 1. Black Iron Tarkus.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Like. That's what I'm saying.
There was an armor that was like, you want to talk about armor that's a mood? Tarkus.
And like that's the other thing is that a lot of people think like, oh, the knights were like big, heavy, and slow, and they could barely move. It's like actually the knights were super fucking agile. It's like you don't really understand how easy it is to move when you're actually wearing the armor. Once you've been trained in it, obviously.
Well, yeah, like I forget what it is, but there's a video on YouTube of a dude doing
gymnastics with it. Yes.
Doing gymnastics, yeah, but I forget what it was. But he did like I think it was like 50 sit-ups and then 50 jumping jacks in armor. Now, to be fair, he took the helmet off and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die," but like he was doing actual like exercise in armor.
Yes. Yeah, and as this fantasy little GIF shows, you can absolutely fucking have the embellishments you need to look cool as shit without like going overboard. And you know, you don't need to have a lot. I'm not saying a lot. I'm just saying one character wearing the big fuck armor of just like, oh, okay, I guess we're just not gonna be able to fight this guy unless we have different tactics, because
Like, you know what? Hazel would have been far more intimidating if the man, right? Oh, he's a crazy man who shoves dust into him. Oh, well, surely we'll be able to just beat him up. Oh, fuck, he's wearing plate mail.
Right, yeah.
This man snorts dust while in plate mail. What are you going to do?
Hazel being this giant motherfucker wearing massive heavy armor because he doesn't have to fight Grim, he fights humans. And well yeah, and he's in massive fucking plate mail, and he's got like slots on the plate mail that he inserts the dust into. It's like, yeah, cool, awesome, just absolute fucking badass, gonna go kick someone's shit in. Yeah, and like there was so many opportunities for different characters to feasibly pull off having the armor that it's kind of disappointing that no one did. And the armor that does show up in Ruby is a fucking joke. And like
fuck, dude, you could have made Nora a Valkyrie.
Her name was literally Nora Valkyrie. Why wasn't she a Valkyrie? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, right, like, just as an example, right? Put her in something that's like Melania's armor, right?
Well, not only that, it's like you could have had a moment where she's got this fucking, like, dust crystal as some sort of core part of either her weapon or her armor, or it's like a fucking gem on her helmet, or just something, right? And it's just been there the whole time. And then finally shit hits the fan, and Nora gets her screen time to shine, and you're just like, you have her be like, oh, I've been waiting to do this forever, and her fucking gem lights up and starts shocking her, and she goes fucking apeshit mode.
Or, right, like, guess what? Right. Oh, what's the classic joke, right? Oh, they're wearing metal armor, electrocute them. She's a great count, she's a great person. Haha, you've electrocuted me. Bam!
Right, exactly, yeah. Yeah, and like there was so many, like Ren should have had just had a fucking taser on him at all times, but like there is so much that could have been done with so many of the characters. And yes, part of it is Miles and Carrie's fault, but the original designs were made by Monty, and Monty didn't take half of those designs as far as he should have. And you can say that there was part of an animation issue, budget, whole scheme, but that doesn't mean that the original designs couldn't have been like more armored like this and then pared down into what Cardin was. If it was like that, then I could have been like, all right, fine, yeah, I get it. That's a lot to fucking animate. That's a lot to fucking draw. And you only have so much of a budget. Fine. But that's not what it is. The original artwork for all of these characters had them be in this parody format already. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's depressing. Is it depressing? And no, I would say less depressing and more just disappointing. More just
it's just
wasted potential.
Disappointing because it could have been better.
Yeah. Starting new fantasy RPG game. Pick class, white, male, warrior, plate.
Begin playing the Freebird.
Baldur's Gate devs comment on that.
Yes.
They did. No one gives a shit. Fuck you.
The most picked class, race, combo, all of that was literally white male warrior.
Just guess what? You know what? I will give 5e credit for this. They made fighters fun again.
Yeah.
Not as good as they can be. Right? We got to get back to the Book of Weeboo Fighting Magic for that.
The Book of Weeboo Fighting Magic was pretty great.
But listen, it's still pretty good in 5e. Could it be better? Yes. and I dearly hope they go back to the Book of Weeaboo fighting magic someday. Like,
Also,
shit, like, the fighter is going to leap 30 feet in the air and slam into the ground.
yeah. But, like, if you don't want to do such a heavily armored design, this is another one. The For Honor Knight. The For Honor Knight was a more classical, less armored version where they wore mostly metal plate bands, which was a thing, and chainmail, mostly.
The Warden? The Warden
Oh,
is
the Warden.
great.
Yeah, the Warden was another great one.
And you know what? I have not touched For Honor in a very long time, but I gotta give For Honor this. Man, those animations had meat.
They did. They absolutely fucking did. Let's see. Yeah, the Warden.
Busting out the half sword. Oh, mwah.
Absolute Chad. You know, their designs were great across the board. They were like they went into the fantasy level in terms of some of the cosmetic to the armor, but they didn't go super excessive. And it is in true Ubisoft fashion that they somehow made a great game with great aesthetics and honestly actually great fucking combat and somehow managed to fuck it up anyway. It is truly an impressive maneuver. But yeah, there's a lot that could have been done in terms of Ruby's characters. I mean, we've talked about a lot of the rest of the Ruby before, but I don't think we've ever really focused on the characterization too much and what kind of clothes they wore. It's just there's a like fucking going back to the Atlas clothes they're wearing. What the fuck is that shit? Why is there zippers just for the fronts of their legs? Like what?
You've gone from making any kind of, you know what you've made now? You've made a fucking BDSM costume. That's what you've done.
Right.
And I want to be clear. I don't have a problem with people who want to wear BDSM. Right? You're into straps and leather and
weird.
Zippers. Cool. Great. People don't wear that outside, except for one day out of the year.
Well, especially if you're trying to do some like sort of cold weather clothing. What you really don't want is a giant metal zipper running up and down the entirety of your leg.
Yeah.
Like that's a really bad idea to have running up and down. Like I know, you know, fucking what's his name, Nakamura, whatever the fuck his name is gonna fucking explode at this. But belts and Velcro is actually really useful in the cold weather instead of metal zippers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand. Like in the temperate.
Actually, outer layers specifically will have that for vents.
Oh yeah, for venting purposes, specifically because zippers are not structurally sound in terms of sealant. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I have zippers for venting on my
speed venting.
Yeah, on my ski jacket. I have speed.
I mean, not even
zippers.
ski jackets, right? The jacket that I wear to shovel snow does have as two relatively small zippers on the back left and back right, specifically for venting, because you're meant to be shoveling snow in that.
Right, but my
Like
point more along the lines is
hunting jacket has it.
Right,
there's a
but
bunch of things that do.
the zippers
But
that
not a
would
pair
be...
of what appears to be thigh highs.
Well, and it's not even thigh highs.
No.
It's the fact that they are skin-tight pants, which means they're not an outer layer. And then on top of that, the zipper isn't running down the side where it could be used as a vent. It's running down the center, which would interfere with walking.
Yeah, no, she's wearing
mention-
tights
Yeah.
with
Not to
zippers.
mention, if
Yeah.
you fall,
Oh,
congratulations.
God,
You've
fucking yeah.
guaranteed you're gonna fuck your legs up, kids.
Yeah,
Oh, that's assuming your zippers don't break and just come wide open.
exactly.
No. Even if they break and come wide open.
Well, you're basically adding shrapnel to whatever fall you're about to have.
That too.
But my point is more the lines of, like, in Veil, I could understand their outfits being more flashy, right? Because you could be like, oh, well, it's the culture of Veil because they're in a temperate environment, and the huntsmen are more free from the military and are more like celebrity-ish compared to the other nations we've seen so far. You know, Vacuo, canonically, this is not my headcanon. Canonically, so far, we've seen with Vacuo is no one gives a shit about huntsmen, and it's just the strong survive, whatever, no one cares. In Mistral, they have a whole pageantry around huntsmen, and in Atlas, their military conscripts the huntsmen. And in Veil, everyone was dressed very showy. So all I can assume from that is because Veil's huntsmen are separate from the military, they're not involved with the government, and they're not fighting to survive, and they're all dressed in a very showy, iconic manner. I can only assume that that is for the purposes of basically brand recognition for the huntsman in Veil.
Yep.
And so I can understand a more showy, less practical outfit in Veil. Why in Atlas, which has a culture of militarism and practicality, and the fact that you're currently on the run, and the fact that you're in a very hostile environment in terms of temperature, why are you wearing skin-tight thigh whatevers with giant fucking metal zippers running up the one part of the pant that there shouldn't be a zipper on?
Like, oh boy. Also, yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh my god, that's gonna be so fucking cold.
Yeah, and then her outer coat is some sort of super thin petticoat that's held together by a fashionable belt. And like, how does she put it on? Because like, do you only zip it up a little bit? Like, and you can't even zip it up entire. Like, if you try to zip up this coat, you have to pull the zipper down, and now you can't walk anymore because it encapsulates your legs. Like, what's the point of putting the rest of the zipper? That's just literally just shrapnel now.
Well, no, it looks like it would actually zip all the way down and be about like a skirt. It will be loose enough to walk
Yeah, it
in.
literally turns into a skirt, but like, that's
Like, it'd be tight, and she wouldn't have the full range of motion, but she could do it and still move around.
right, but it doesn't actually offer any sort of thermal protection, which is what you would do in that sort of scenario, that you would require yourself to zip it up all the way. Like,
Raincoat?
yeah, it's a raincoat in Antarctica.
I mean, it don't make sense from a design standpoint.
It's just
From
like,
a
what
functionality
the fuck is
standpoint.
going on? And then we go to like Yang's outfit. It's like, okay, so she's sort of got like a tiny little cosmetic fur coat going on that can't even be zipped up at all. And then she's wearing overalls, and that's it. and she's unzipped one of the legs of the overalls. Like, and she's wearing the short sleeve vest that can't even go around her whole body. That's supposed to be her fur coat. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what aesthetic is this? What is this theming going for? Like, Yang had the whole biker theming earlier. What is this overall? Like, I am a cheap prostitute worker theme. Like,
Barbarian.
But Barbarian would have had more fur. All she has is this like fucking little floof bit, like right at the end.
Look, it's incredibly infuriating because it's all fucking terrible. Listen.
Well, Ruby's is like the only outfit that's even livable.
No, listen. Even the king of I am on cocaine and making characters, Nomura. Fuck, dude. At least he keeps consistent aesthetics and somehow always manages to make them carry swagger.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know what the fuck is going on with their outfits. It's just very confusing. Oh, we have to switch outfits because we're in Atlas now, and it's really cold in Atlas. And
you want to talk about outfit switches?
Like, but that's the thing, though, right?
Let's go look at the actual fucking anime where they kept consistent aesthetics. Snowboard Ruby, great.
Right, exactly. Yeah, like, oh wow.
Didn't like Snowboard Ruby.
Snowboard Ruby was great. Fuck you.
No. Look, even if you don't like Snowboard Ruby, my point is that it's a very simple and clear aesthetic, right? There's no.
Sure.
What is this? Snowboarder.
Sure.
Okay, cool. What is Weiss supposed to be? A commissar and or military officer? Like. There's no confusion in them.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I didn't like Snowboard Ruby because it looks too civilian for her. You know,
that's fine and that's fair. That's a legitimate criticism. My point was just whether or not you like it, right? There's a very
dominatrix
simple, clear
Blake
aesthetic, and you're not going, what the fuck is this?
Also,
I mean, yeah,
this is what I'm saying. I like Anime Yang's outfit a lot more over because this is like an actual
that looks good
tomboy biker girl outfit that doesn't have
not entirely, but it's certainly better. I'm not a huge fan of the full pant leg on the right and the
but it's better than the fucking scarf arbitrarily tied on the leg.
Yeah, it was dumb.
Blake's
like I said, it's literally just dominatrix Blake. Like that's what it is.
Yes.
So, like it's dominatrix Blake, but you know that has to do with being inside Weiss's head, and it's a weird, creepy, warped version because she's a faunus and she's a terrorist and she's spooky to Weiss at that point, or who knows? Maybe it just is telling us that the real ship was Weiss and Blake all along.
Like, come on, are you really gonna tell me that Snowboarder Ruby isn't cute? Like, come on.
I didn't say she wasn't cute.
He
said
she looked civilian, which is perfectly legitimate, I think.
She looks way too civilian. And is that board tech of some kind?
Yes, the board is her rifle.
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay.
Literally in a dream.
Yeah,
literally
it's all taking place in a dream.
Okay.
But point being though is like Yang's outfit is like an improvement.
It is.
It's more on theme than what the fuck was going on earlier. Weiss's outfit's great.
Well, here's the thing. Weiss's outfit is great. It's definitely not right. It's a complete genre shift for Weiss. It looks great. Not arguing that.
Yes, it's an absolute genre shift for Weiss, but it's great. I'm more talking about the collective theme behind it, because Weiss's outfit previously was, I wear a dress because I'm a princess. It's like, all right. I mean, there's nothing going on with it, so it's not bad. I'm not saying Weiss's outfit was ever bad, but it's just like, I wear a dress.
Princess Ballerina.
All right.
Yeah, her outfit was very. Here's the thing, though. Her
but
outfit was simple, and they fucking stuck with it. And
yeah,
guess
yeah,
what?
it was fine.
It worked.
It
Yeah.
worked.
Blake's outfits have always just been so fucking just random. Like, they never made any sense. Like, oh, I'm gonna go half petticoat, French maid with a corset. It's like, huh?
Okay, the first one worked. It was good.
I feel
It
like
didn't make much
Blake's.
sense.
I feel like Blake's outfits are the epitome of our outfits were designed for cosplay. No, like I
No,
I
yeah,
get
yeah,
it,
yeah,
right?
it
Like,
absolutely was. But like, my problem with Blake's outfits across the board have always been, what is going on with this character? Like, again, Yang was, she is biker girl. Okay. Weiss was, she is snow princess. Okay. What is Ruby? Ruby was, she's the Red Riding Hood mixed with goth. Okay, fine. What's Blake doing? Blake is, her colors, I guess, are black and white to represent her view of the world, and she's wearing, she's
She's a ninja.
well, but that's the thing, though. She
But we're
never,
not gonna make it obvious.
she never wore ninja stuff. Like, she never wore
Yeah.
ninja theme stuff. Like, she never wore what I'm trying to say is her outfit was never unified to a theme in a way that wasn't just like, oh, this looks cool and everyone likes to jack off to Blake, so we're gonna put her in some fetish outfit, and that we're gonna put shrug shoulders.
I mean, she is the cat girl. So.
I know, but that's what that's my point is like, literally every single Blake outfit is shrug shoulders, put her in some fetish gear, because that's what every outfit for Blake is, even in the anime. To be
fair, that happens with ninjas a lot of the time too.
But she's not even wearing ninja fetish gear. She's just wearing fetish gear. Like,
this is true.
Every other character gets a solid theme with a solid thematic outfit that's good. Even if I don't like where they took Yang's biker outfit, it was still, you understood it was like this tomboy, rocker girl, punky, biker girly outfit, and you understood by just looking at that. It's like, all right, fine. I may not like all the design choices of it, but I understand the overall image. But Blake is always, we don't know what we're doing with this character, shrug shoulders, throw her in some fucking runway fetish gear.
You sure this will help us sell series of Ruby, to sell seasons of Ruby?
Right. Yeah, but it's just, that's why I've never aside from the fact that Blake has no characterization beyond runaways from whatever her problem of the day is.
Blake's characterization is that she is a literal cat.
Yeah, I know. She's a cat and she runs away from her problems. That's her character, and nothing's
100%.
ever done with it. They don't do anything with her. She's always just either the problem or not there. Or may as well be not there. Like, whenever she's in a fight, she effectively does nothing. Or she's just there to help someone else accomplish something.
Her weapon is trash.
Her weapon's trash. Her outfit's trash. She doesn't have a character to be trash at. Like, she's just fucking, like, I can't even call her a leech because they're not even using the popularity of the rest of the team to support Blake. She's just there. It's like, here's Team Ruby, shows 3 characters. Who's the 4th one? Oh yeah, I guess she's also part of Team Ruby. Her name's like, I don't know, Blake or something.
She's also
season
here.
1 outfit looks good.
That's the
It
fanon
works.
version.
It just looks like normal clothes. Yeah, that is kind of the fanon version.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a better version.
There
It's just
isn't.
searching through a lot of the porn.
There is not one.
What have I come back to?
We're
Ruby,
basically
I-
ranting about why Blake is just a terrible character no matter which version of Blake you're using, and that every single version of Blake's outfit is always fetish here.
Bad fetish gear.
Alright, probably.
I mean, not the.
The first design's still the best design, though.
Oh, don't. Yes,
Yes,
it is.
exactly.
Okay,
No
it
one's
is
arguing
the,
that.
It is the best design, but that's like a 3 on a 3 out of 10 scale is better than a 2 and a 1. It's like, well,
It's not fetish gear for the first season though.
that's absolutely fetish. It's not fetish
Bro,
gear.
that's
It's fetish
sure
clothes.
not a walking around outfit.
Yeah, it's fetish clothes. It's not fetish gear. It's fetish clothes. Her other outfits are fetish gear.
Yeah, her first outfit is just clothes. Yes.
Her first outfit is fetish clothes. Like, there's no
Well,
logic to what she's putting on besides fetishization. But it's
Anyway.
not.
I'm getting my food.
It's not skin tight leather with zippers over impractical locations. Which is why I call it fetish gear.
now, I did like the version that had the the white long coat. That one was actually good.
The white long coat's dog shit. That's the fucking Atlas. That's dog shit. That's the worst
No,
version.
not the Atlas one.
No, I think he's talking about the second outfit they did in Volume 2.
Oh, the Mistral outfit
destroyed
for
the
Blake?
highway. No, when
That
they
one.
destroyed the highway.
Oh wait, the fucking the outfit they had her wear for all of 3 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, the outfits that all were like, oh, these are pretty decent redesigns that were never used again.
Yeah, that one. Okay, that one's perfectly fine. But again, the problem is they had her wear it once.
and then ditched it.
Yeah, well, for all of them. But like, yeah, it's like, okay, the one time they had Blake in a good outfit.
I think
They
she was in it
ditched
for
it.
like a whole season.
No, a whole episode. The reason
Really?
Yes, because the reason is that they were all going out that night in different clothes because they were going to go scout out Roman's thing that he was doing with the Faunus rally. Sorry, they didn't know it was Roman at the time, but they knew there was a Faunus rally, and they were going stealth mode by changing their outfits up. And so yeah, that was the only time they ever wore that outfit.
Yeah, no, she should have kept that one for longer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they're like, that's an actually good outfit. It doesn't fit a theme anymore, but it's just actual clothes now, which is a massive improvement over everything else Blake has ever worn in the story.
Here we go. That's the full version.
Yeah, a massive improvement over literally everything else Blake has ever worn in the story.
Yes.
They had her
Not
only wear it
incorrect.
for one episode. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
You had one
That's
job.
kind of pitiful.
And in that episode, they caused untold amounts of damage and casualties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly, the team of all time.
it's it's her terrorism
most-
outfit.
Truly the most D&D team of all time.
Sneaky.
What do you mean we've been banned from the Central Square? You set the fucking local temple on fire. Only once.
Did I kill Max with a joke?
Oh no.
Nah, I'm still dealing with a cough from my flu. It
Oh,
won't
because
go
I just
fuck away.
heard the word sneaky and he started fucking coughing and dying in the background. I thought it was like, I fucking saying something that
Yeah,
made Max laugh so hard.
Because I was starting to laugh right as a cough fit came out. Are you kidding? Now of all time? It's awful. I might
Well,
actually.
well,
think
that's
about
the reason
fucking-
why. We figured it out, guys. That's why they never wore the outfits again. Because everyone knows they don't wear those outfits. So clearly that wasn't Blake, Ruby, Yang, and Weiss that created the massive terror incident on the highway. They don't wear those
Yeah.
outfits.
You know what? That explains a lot.
Well, it's not the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
Everyone knows huntsmen only have one outfit per region they're in.
Of course, they're region coded.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so point being though is why I'm criticizing her Atlas outfit so much is that I like Ruby's design because it's, we're gonna be in Atlas and it's gonna be cold, or her Ice Queendom design. It's gonna be cold and we're gonna be in snow. So the character is going to wear, cold weather clothes. Oh, wow, that makes sense. This is me being impressed by the fact that someone finally put a character in cold weather clothes when they are going to the fucking Arctic Circle.
It is most impressive.
And not using the Arctic Circle as a chance to have more fashion runway clothes.
You mean we can't show more skin in the Arctic Circle?
Yeah, it turns out that you can in fact not show more skin when you are moving from a tropical zone to the Arctic Circle.
I mean, you can. You'll
Sneaky-
just very quickly lose your life.
Don't you know that women don't lose heat from the belly region and the thigh region or the lower leg region, so it's perfectly fine for them to wear things that expose those areas in the winter. They do it all the
course.
time in the real world.
Yeah, well, they just expect your code afterwards.
Not even that. They just walk around like that all the time.
Yeah.
Expect your coat if you're with them.
Yes, of course. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Ruby's character designs make me cringe. They're painful. There's so much that could have been done with them. And I can't blame Monty entirely for it because, again, he went with a heavy cosplay favored design for all of them because the characters were quite literally asked to have cosplay designs by the rest of Rooster Teeth because the girls wanted to cosplay as his characters. So he agreed because he thought he was good friends with them all.
Yeah, turns out.
Yeah, it turns
Not
out.
so much.
Yeah. And so I understand that, right? And he's also, again, as we said before, not a writer. He is an animator. He's not an artist. He's an animator. And so I can't really expect thoughtful art designs from him. I can't really expect thoughtful character construction from him because he is an animator. He's good at animation.
Unfortunately, that's about it.
Not great at animation, but pretty good.
He's good at fights.
Yeah.
Monkey brain, see good fight, enjoy.
Yes.
So it really does come down on Miles and Carrie, who were the assigned writers to assist him, who really should have been the ones writing up better outfits for them and why they would be wearing such outfits.
That's a funny joke.
Yes, I'm aware. However, that doesn't change the facts of the matter is, yes, I can sort of understand an Ice Princess outfit look from someone who is supposed to represent a company in Iceland who is basically a princess and she's there for showing off as a talking point for her father to conduct business from.
And whose name literally means white snow.
Yes. So it's like, yeah, I get it. She does the whole fucking Ice Princess outfit. Nailed it. You know, Pyrrha has the Greek theming to it, so she wears Greek-ish inspired armor. Okay, fine. You know, Yang is trying to be like this tough girl biker chick, so she has sort of a biker aesthetic to her. Fine. So that's why she wears those clothes, and she can get away with it because she's in a temperate zone. Fine. Ruby's gothic Lolita because question
Reason.
mark, and she
Because her
wears lots
mom.
of red. No, she wears lots of red because of her mom, but also because she's based off Red Riding Hood. The red part's fine. It's just the goth lolly stuff is I'm kind of just like question marking at as well, because there's never really a reason given as to why she leans heavily into the whole gothic look throughout her multiple redesigns.
I think that's just because Monty liked it and thought it was cool. Which,
Yeah,
to be
which,
fair, it
yes,
looks
again,
good.
I get, and it's why I'm kind of just like shrug at, like I'm not gonna complain about it, but it's like, yeah, all right, fine, whatever. But then it's like Blake, it's like what the fuck is going on with Blake? What the fuck's going on with Blake every single time? And then Nora, she could have been like this whole Valkyrie look, except instead she was this meh.
Hot pants and I don't even know what.
And then Ren had the whole monk look going on, and then no monk stuff was ever done with Ren. And then seasons later, they came up with, oh, Ren actually, his semblance is the ability to be calm. So, really? That's what you're going with?
Well, to hide from Grimm and be unnoticed.
Yes, be
By
calm.
being calm.
Yes. Well, it got retconned to being unnoticed by Grimm and being calm. Originally, it was he was calm, so he therefore was unnoticed by Grimm.
I thought it was just he was unnoticed.
They made they made the change specifically so he could apply air quotes his semblance to an entire train full of people. Yeah, they retconned that.
Like, I mean, the first time they show him use it, he uses it on himself and Nora. So the implication that he could use it over multiple people is there right from the beginning.
Yes, but he applied it to a whole train. And it wasn't so much of a they calm down so they're not noticed as it was it's now an invisibility field and Grimm can't see it anymore. And he didn't apply it to the people, he applied it to the train.
It seems more like it makes a shell of don't notice me.
Yeah, except that's not how it worked before.
Well, that's fucking dumb.
Yes, obviously. Yes. That's why I brought it up. And now they had Nora's semblance be, oh, she gets shocked by electricity and she moves faster and hits harder. It's like, okay, great, cool, love it. Part of her theme. Nailed it. I get it. Thor, right? Okay. So when does it get used? Once.
Never again. Why?
Once. We said so. Well, once 7 seasons in, and then never again. Well, no, sorry, no, it did get used in season 3 during the tournament, right?
No.
We're talking about Nora's semblance,
yeah, Nora's
right?
semblance, yeah.
Yeah, it was that was the first time it showed up was in the tournament.
Yeah, it was
one of the opponents was using a cattle prod, and he's like, why is she not unconscious?
And then she smiled and beat the shit out of him.
Okay, then it got used 3 times.
Yeah, ostensibly, and all but useless, I actually,
That
no, I think
one
it was
time-
pretty much useless every
Which
single time.
makes no
No.
sense because they make such a big deal about Team Ruby using their semblances constantly as part of their fighting style, and then Nora never intentionally uses her semblance.
Because then it would show up everyone around her.
That's not.
Can't have
I mean,
them
think
showing
about
up
it.
the main character.
That sounds like a writer problem, not a character problem.
Yes, but that character is causing a problem for the writer, so the writer has the character stop doing it.
Which I think is the most cheapo way of handling it possible.
Yes.
Oh, I made this character too competent, and they're showing up the other characters that I can't write competently. I'm gonna make this character not appear anymore.
Instead of, upping the game on the other characters.
Yeah, instead of writing a better character, I'm just gonna remove the better character. Okay, good stuff. But like, yeah, it's just, it's very frustrating. John, again, he had his semblance come into play a whole, like, one time when he saved Weiss by amplifying her aura, and it's like, okay, so his semblance can amplify other people's semblances. Cool. So why was that never used again? Oh, it's because then Team Ruby couldn't shine as much. With
It would
Ruby's...
shine more if he amped them up.
Yeah, right. But again, it's like Ruby's semblance went through either multiple retcons or proved that canonically semblances can be upgraded. Like,
I think it's both.
I don't know which is worse, because the retconning was, oh, well, she fucking dismantles. Like, originally it was just, oh, like, she moves really fast and causes, like, a rose whirlwind around her. And then it was like, oh, well, actually, she turns into roses and completely, and then generates a whirlwind, so she can, like, travel as a rose swarm at a target.
A blob.
And then it was like, oh, well, actually, she can turn other people into roses as well. And then it was like, actually, she can turn, like, multiple people into roses as well. And it doesn't change her rose structure. And it's like, huh? Like, I thought the whole Ruby grabs Weiss's hand, turns into roses, and turns Weiss into white roses, and they spin together into some bigger attack. Like, I thought that was cute. I thought that was on brand.
Did it with Nora too.
Yeah, but then...
And it even had lightning bolts.
It did? Okay, good. Because, like, I remember the next time they did it, they were like, Ruby, your semblance actually subatomically dismantles people, and then you reassemble yourself over at a new location with those people also reassembled perfectly. And then that means you can carry multiple people. And then when she did that, she didn't turn into multiple color streams. She just turned into a bigger rose swarm. And I was like,
When she did it with Nora, it was pink and red.
yeah.
Yeah, question about that, by the way. What happens if she decides, oh, my semblance will just no longer bring this person with me?
I have no
They
idea.
could poof.
Pop back
Well-
into existence? Or are they just molecularly disassembled?
Right.
They're dead.
Or it's like, what if she reassembles them as another Ruby?
What
Clones.
if
I
we,
see we
have
have the,
fly
Agent
scenario?
Smith.
What if they're reassembled together now?
What if they fuse? Yes.
Yeah, what if they... Like, that could have been another fucking point they could have done. It's like, oh, she's now fucking White Rose mode, where she's
Ruby
now
fusing
Weiss
with
Ruby.
Yang or
Yeah,
Weiss
like,
or-
yeah, like, literally, it's like, okay, that's weird, but okay, upgraded power, cool, I guess.
It would have been awesome. Double semblances.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have been awesome. I think it would have been mishandled and
well,
No,
I mean,
absolutely.
obviously it would have been mishandled. I mean, that's just the name of the game when it comes to Rooster Teeth. I don't know how to feel about a whole fusion thing, because, like, on one hand, would it be cool? Yes, obviously. But on the other hand, what would it add narratively to the story? I think it would subtract things actually from the story. Because if you add
From the original story.
well, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you add a power like that into the story, it then becomes a DBZ problem of why wouldn't you just fuse to become super powerful each time to defeat the problem?
It's a Power Rangers problem because in the end, you're going to do the thing anyway. You're going to transform. You're going to use the super weapon. You're going to summon the Megazord. And it always devolves into, well, why didn't you just fucking do that right from the beginning?
Right. And that's sort of my point, is that you introduce that sort of possibility into Ruby, then it just comes down to a question of, well, why isn't Ruby doing like a Team Ruby fusion where she becomes like 16 times as powerful by fusing all of Team Ruby into one person, and now they have like 4 semblances, which allows them to go super fast, make clones, hit harder, and cast runes, and basically teleport using the rose petals all at the same time.
They become the Super Sand.
They literally
Yes.
become the Megazord. And it's just like, well, why wouldn't they do that all the time for all of their problems? Because now they are way stronger, way faster, way more durable, have way more aura, and you don't have to protect 4 people, you only have to protect 1 person.
An
I
excellent
think it'd be
question.
great for a fanfic.
It would be awesome for a fanfic, because in fanfic, you don't have to worry about how this would affect canon. In canon, you actually have to write a coherent story, theoretically.
I
In theory,
mean, I'd trust fanfic to write more of a coherent story than canon at this point.
Right, but you understand my point, is that originally when you're
Yes.
trying to write a story that is going to be published under original banner, you are trying to write a story that from start to end people can read and go, oh, I understand. And they don't go,
Yeah.
why didn't they just take the Eagles to Mordor, you know? Which anyone who's actually read the books would understand why they didn't take the Eagles to Mordor, because it was a coherent story, if meandering.
Well, there was also the fact, I'm not going to get into it.
Yes, but specifically that question is derived from what essentially was a very well done Peter Jackson fanfiction of Lord of the Rings.
You can get in to like why they didn't do it. You can talk about it. Nobody really cares. They
Right.
didn't because it didn't fit the story.
Because then the story wouldn't happen.
Right,
Yes.
exactly. But that's my point, though, is there is a coherency in it of when the Eagles are introduced. We do in the book know why they didn't just take the Eagles to Mordor. There's an explanation there. In the movie, there wasn't, because it wasn't needed in the movie, because there wasn't a point to explaining to the audience why they didn't take the Eagles to Mordor, because the point in that movie was not about the Eagles. They didn't have time to screen time the Eagles, so they didn't include them. But they were still part of the story, and that they had to include them, that one specific part, because they were specifically why they were able to get from point A to B in the time frame they did. So unless they wanted to change the rest of the story, they had to include the Eagles. But they couldn't include all the rest of the parts of the Eagles because it was a movie and they only had so much screen time. So, like, for fanfiction, you can ask questions of, well, what if Ruby's power let her do a fusion dance with people? Because the point of the fanfiction is to explore the idea of what if Ruby's power let her do a fusion dance with people. Where in canon, you have to consider, in best case practice scenarios, of course, do I have to fucking caveat it each time? In canon, when you're introducing powers into the table that the heroes can draw from, you have to make sure not to include a power that will render everything else obsolete unless that's your intention. You know, unless your intention was to, you know, give Link the Master Sword, which obviously is better than everything else he could possibly use because it's the fucking Master Sword, and that's the point of the Master Sword. Right? We're all clear here?
Oh,
Yes.
you mean a semblance like being able to just use magic pretty much freely as long as you have dust?
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
whose semblance should obsolete literally everyone else's. She can do everything everyone else does better.
Which,
and
however,
yet,
they did caveat and balance it by saying that Weiss has a very small aura pool and couldn't do too much. So they did
wouldn't need
balance
to do
it.
too much if she does it quick.
Yes, well, that is the sort of point, is that the fact that they are, you know, combat trainees. They're
Yeah,
not
trying to balance
veterans. They're trying, you know, they did do a decent job at balancing it. Yang, theoretically, instead of doing like one long blaze of glory ending, which again, yes, she literally goes out in a blaze of glory because she's beaten up a bunch and now she gets a major power up as she runs out of power. Yes, her whole theme is blaze of glory. She literally turns into a blaze of glory.
Yes.
However, if she wasn't a combat trainee and she was a full huntsman, a better use of her semblance would be activating it constantly as she's taking damage to add major oomph to heavy hits that are about to land. And she can save her
Turning it on and
semblance
off.
until she actually has hits that are about to land. So she can literally practice to the point where she misses, it's all fine, she never activated her semblance. She's about to hit, she knows she's about to hit, activates her semblance, bigger oomph, because we're never shown her muscles getting bigger or any sort of thing. So literally her semblance is magically plus force damage, effectively.
Her semblance is Kaioken.
Right, but my point more is it's not amplifying some sort of physical trait of her, because we're never shown any part of her being physically amplified. It's literally a magical amplifier. It is just...
Right, no, it's just more energy.
Yeah, it's just adding, magically adding energy to whatever she's doing, instead of, you know, making her stronger or faster by literally making her stronger or faster. So she would theoretically be able to activate it right before she's guaranteed a hit to magically add more damage to that hit. And it would be a far better use, but she's not a trainee, she's a hot-headed teenager. She is a trainee, she's a hot-headed teenager who doesn't know how to temper herself yet, literally, and use her semblance in a far more effective manner that, again, would, if she's, you know, because she apparently is like the second strongest, you know, right behind Nora in terms of the two huntsman teams were shown, canonically. And so that means then if, you know, Yang's this strong now and she trained more and she trained how to, you know, pull her hits when she needed to and all of that, then she probably would be one of the strongest huntsmen, like, period.
To exist.
Blake?
Yeah. Blake's just useless. There's not much that she can do. She'll never show up anyone on Team Ruby, period, ever, so we don't really need to talk about her again.
The only time Blake is useful is when she uses dust, which she only does once.
Yeah, pretty much. And even then, it was kind of useless for her clones. Like, oh, wow, their sword got stuck. And what did she do? She, like, hit them once.
It would have worked better if she'd have used, like, fire dust and they fucking exploded.
Or lightning
Ruby,
dust. They shot
Ruby, I have a
gravity
plan.
dust, and
If
they
you
fucking
say
hold people to the floor.
I mean, I would have been more amused by Blake making a clone. The clone runs at the guy and explodes, and they're like, Blake, what kind of dust did you use for that clone? She's like, what do you mean? And then pulls open her coat, and she just has a bunch of fucking bombs on the inside of her coat. And she's like,
Oh no.
Dust? What's dust?
She's just using her clothes to suicide bomb people.
Yes.
It's like, right, you were a terrorist. I forgot.
Right. Right.
Hey,
Criminal.
terrorist.
I was gonna also say, there's like,
Come out, you black and
Blake,
tans.
please tell me, Blake, please tell me you have a plan. Yang, please tell me you have a plan. And I swear to God, if it's, I'm going to hit them really hard, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Blake, please tell me you have a plan. Opens mouth. That isn't bombs. Closes mouth. But like,
You have a plan? Well, if you say hit them really hard,
but
I will
like
hit you. We could hit him hard together.
Ruby can clearly quickly transition in and out of her form. We're never told explicitly that there's some sort of cooldown between transitions either. So
There's not.
yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying though. Is Ruby should have, and this is entirely on Monty, because this would have been so fucking rule of cool, and this is again a Japanese game, so he should have known about this shit. A very popular Japanese game too. Ruby should have been fucking silver mist dodging Bloodborne style with her rose petals.
It would have been very cool.
It would have added to her gun fu, because she could have fucking been like, dodge, and then she reforms already swinging her weapon and doing a whole bunch of gun fu shit. Like, she should have been full on Bloodborne mist dodging left, right, and center with her fucking rose petal power.
I cast
Sorry,
dodge.
kid. Sorry, kid. Teleports behind you.
Quite
I mean,
literally.
Now.
Literally, that would have been what she does, and it would have been good.
Also, you know, in true main character fashion, I would have been highly amused by Ruby figuring out how to clone herself by learning from Blake.
Yes.
By creating rose clones.
She just becomes Naruto tier and like clonings and shit.
Yeah.
I can't really use my
Because,
silver
like-
eyes by myself. I mean, what you're supposed to do is do it like this. Oh wait, I could just have a clone help me.
Right, but like the thing
No.
is that like literally the show canonized that Ruby can break down an object and turn it into rose petals and then reassemble that object. So if she creates a rose clone, then even if the rose clone somehow dies, she technically, by Rooster Teeth's own standard, can disassemble the dead rose clone and turn it back into more Ruby.
If Ruby takes a mortal injury, she could disassemble herself, reassemble herself, and put herself back together correctly.
As long as she has aura, yeah, literally.
As long as she has her head.
I've reassembled myself into a superior version of me. Why do you have robot arms? Why don't you?
Ruby, did you create a version of yourself that just has access to infinite cookies? Maybe.
No. Cookies and
Ruby,
milk.
did you incorporate raw cookie dough into your cellular matter?
No. Maybe.
But like, you see my point though, is right, like there was a lot that could have been done, and a lot would have lined up with Rule of Cool, a lot would have lined up with how Monty approached all of their semblances, and all Monty did with Ruby's semblance was she spins in a fucking tornado and she makes a tornado at people and goes real fast. And it's like, you wanted her to do gun fu with this giant sniper scythe, and you didn't have her fucking use her semblance, which allows her to disassemble and reassemble. Let's be clear here. Even in seasons 1 through 3, where Ruby was somehow super fast, and she was able to turn into rose petals in season 2 with her semblance, and we're not even at like the later on retcons that made her like super god tier with it. Even then, that is still enough grounds for her to fucking zoom around people and do zoomy hits with her gun fu scythe. Except they never had her do that. They just had her spin the scythe a bunch and then attack once.
I mean, the spinning thing is cool too, but add some variety.
You can do better.
Like, Ruby was the one
Yes.
character that could have literally pulled off, like, the Bleach DBZ teleportation super fast hit shit, and they didn't have her do it.
They have Blake do it.
Which is cringe, because I hate Blake, and also Blake just sucks.
She really does.
Oh, God.
Blake
Fucking
could
Ruby.
have been better.
Fucking Ruby making me go on a 3-hour rant about how much Ruby sucks in every single way.
I'd like to point out we haven't even read half of a fucking story. Did we even read a page?
We
No.
did.
No, we didn't.
A little bit.
Hey, guess
Half a
what?
page.
Guess what?
What?
It doesn't matter because it's time. It's
Yeah.
time, gentlemen.
Yeah. Play Dota?
No.
It's time to watch Callie suck at Dota.
To play Dota, got it. Yeah. We'll cut it here, because, it's just, I don't know. I feel like Martin Luther. I'm gonna go fucking nail 99 reasons why Ruby sucks to the fucking corporate office door of Rooster Teeth.
No, just nail it on the subreddit.
Oh. Is that what the twin function means?
Ruby sucks, and here's 99 reasons why.
I got 99 reasons why
either
you
two things.
fucking suck.
I'm gonna go
either
create
one
my
of
own
two things
Ruby.
happen. One of two things happen. They say, okay, try it yourself, fuckwit. Or two, you get like a fucking cease and desist.
Or
Harassment
they
order.
hire you to fix it.
They would never do that part.
They would never do that.
No.
He has too many opinions.
Our only hope sign is for you to pick up writing Fusion Ruby. As I'm sure there is no way you could sexify Fusion Ruby dance at all. I'm sure there is no possible way
Just
you
have her
could
song
entice
dance.
people to write Fusion Ruby stuff at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way to do that. Physically impossible.
I can already see the possibilities.
I'm sure.
What
Anyway,
have you fucking done?
see you later, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I will say next week we're probably not going to do any fanfiction streams because I will be in Florida on a laptop that has none of my OBS stuff, and I will not be in a location that will be conducive to running a 2-hour stream uninterrupted by other people. So yeah, we'll probably have to pick up Fanfiction Theater 2 weeks from now.
We're free.
But
You have been given a stay of execution,
A stay-
gentlemen. Use it
A
wisely.
reprieve.
remember, keep this in your hearts, that there is always more, and it will always get worse.